And now for the dares. Dare. Pretend you are a sexually puppy. You are a sexual puppy. Eat loudly and wag your crazy Arabic man. So, Jake, you want to show us? That's the dare. We're giving you this dare.
Welcome to my podcast.
Amateur here. Anyways, I have a unique opener that I have never done before. And I think if you were paying attention to the Snapchat, you should know. And it's called Mad Libs.
Oh my god.
I expect nothing but complete degeneracy from you fine gentlemen. We are to make this as horrific as possible. All right. So
I'm gonna get fired over this shit.
All right. Dre. My man Dre.
Yo.
Give
What's
me
up?
an adjective.
Oh shit.
And make it as degenerate and horrible as possible. Just not racist or sexist, so you don't get like arrested in the military. Because he's in the Air Force, everybody, if you don't know. So if you hear anything he says that's inappropriate, just please screen record this. And
Can we get the other guy to set the tone? Because I don't know where to go.
Okay, how about all of it?
Sexually.
All right, adjective.
No, sexually.
Oh, Matt's calling me. Doesn't he? I'm in the podcast. I can't answer that. You said sexually? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sexually. All right. Verb. Dre.
Thrusting.
I'm eating. You're killing me, dude. I'm trying to eat.
Dude, you can't think of a verb. Okay, eat. Eat. That's a verb. We'll do eat. You see how easy
There
that
you go.
was? All right, I'll do a noun. The noun will be crazy Arabic man. It's not racist. I'm just
Crazy
describing what he
adjective.
is. Okay. Jacob, adjective.
Forcefully.
Yo, where is that going?
I don't know what you're talking about. The military is very big on force, you know, force on force and all that stuff, right? That's all Jacob's talking about. And this is nicotine.
Right.
Yeah. So, adjective. Oh, I'll do it. Adjective. Firm. Pizza noun. Or Dre noun. Sorry.
How crazy are we going with this shit?
As crazy as you can imagine. I expect nothing but complete degeneracy from you.
Complete
Now
degeneracy?
look at that boot.
Complete
Look at
degeneracy.
that boot.
You're gonna get me fired, dude.
Okay, that's fine. If it's degenerate enough, this will get views and it'll pay you all your bills. Not that you need that, but
He's in the Air Force, right?
yeah.
Money.
I see.
It's an adjective. Oh, I said noun, sorry. All right,
Hey,
Jacob,
you're in the
noun.
Air Force. How do you have a full beard?
Noun.
Autistic.
Autistic. Is that no, that's an adjective.
Oh.
Let me find an adjective. I'll put that for adjective. Dre, give me a noun.
Let me think. America.
America. Okay. Give me a verb, Jake.
Thrusting.
Give me a plural noun, Dre.
Oh, a plural noun?
Mm-hmm.
Dogs.
Okay. And then Jacob, give me a number. Any number.
69.
All right. Truth or Dare, part 2, because we did part 1 with my family. It wasn't as bad as this. And now for the dares. Dare. Pretend you are a sexually puppy. You are a sexual puppy. eat loudly, and wag your crazy Arabic man. So, Jake, you want to show us? That's the dare. We're giving you this dare.
Dude, I'm gonna get in so much trouble if this gets caught. I don't know if
Okay, wait. Don't do what you're thinking then.
He's more Arabic.
You get it, so you should probably do it, Dre.
Okay, say it all over
Get
again.
on all fours.
Sucker.
Get on all fours.
Pretend you are a
and look at
sexual
anyone.
puppy. Eat loudly and wag your crazy Arabic man.
What the fuck, dude? How do I even start that? I'm not very creative, Jeremiah.
Just do your best, man. Act like a sexual puppy, eating loudly and wagging your crazy.
I don't know
Arabic
what that's supposed to mean, bro.
Eat first. Eat loudly.
I'm eating as loud as I can.
Just chomp, man. Chomp. Okay. Now be a sexual puppy and wag your crazy Arabic man.
Do doggy. Do doggy
Please.
style.
I can't get on all fours because I'm in a car.
No, just get out, man. It's okay. Yeah, go for it. It's okay, man.
Is this a podcast or what the fuck are we doing?
I just want to see you get out of your car and wag your crazy Arabic
I'm
man.
not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Well, you're our crazy Arabic man, so we're basically wagging you, right?
There you go.
So wag yourself. Let's go.
Death
Pull
to
it out,
America.
wag. Just That's perfect. I'm putting that in a short and I'm sending it to the Air Force. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck.
How do you have a full beard if you're in the Air Force? That's crazy.
Oh, this is good.
Don't worry.
This is good. Okay. Dare, Jacob, put on some okay, we'll change it. Put on some forceful music and dance like a firm money for 1 minute. These Mad Libs don't always work out.
I don't know how that would work.
Just dance like a firm money for 1 minute. Okay, so firm money wears a gas mask. Dope. And he's humping the air and he's shaking his head.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I won't make you do it for the full minute. That's very good, Jacob. That's very good. I'm very proud to call you my brother.
Good job.
See.
All right, dare for me. Hop on One America while you're thrusting and say the alphabet backwards. I'll do it. All right, so I'm going to hop on One America. So if you don't know, my cell phone right here, I'm going to pull up Google Maps. Okay, so
Give me
Google
stuff
Maps.
on the American
I'm
flag.
going to find America. I'm in America, so it's pretty easy. That's America right there. Okay. And I'm going to set it on the ground. Okay. And I'm going to hop on America. Just kidding. I weigh 230 pounds. That's not a good idea, but I'll pretend to.
Yeah, don't.
While thrusting and saying the alphabet backwards. Z, Y, X, W, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, H, I,
Harder.
F, D, E,
Stay
C, B, A. As you guys can see, I'm not very good at fucking, but
How'd you manage to do that backwards?
okay. All right.
I can't even do it sober.
Final dare.
Oh, you can't hear me.
This is for all of us, I guess, since it's the last one. Take off your socks and dogs and step into the shower. Then turn on the autistic water and yodel at the top of your nose for 69 seconds. I think it's fair to say none of us should have to do this. That's just unreasonable. Psych. No, I'm just kidding. We're not. Y'all want to do another?
Wait, I want to know how he has a full beard in the Air Force.
He's still asking.
Okay, well, are you aware that in the military they make exceptions for certain religions?
What religion do you have to be?
Well, there's many
Because you
religions
see-
that require a beard.
It's been like
The ones that love America so much.
And never wish death upon it. And don't have any desire to oppress the infidels.
No. I love this country.
And for anyone that's thinking that we're disrespecting that religion, just go check out me and Dre's podcast because we talk a lot about it and we don't actually hate it. I actually found it really interesting, the Muslim religion. I thought it was I thought it was interesting. I mean, after talking to some other people, it's kind of hard to it's hard to argue when you don't know anything, you know? So
Yeah.
like they just tell me stuff and I haven't read the Quran, so I don't actually know what's in it. But it seems that the beliefs of Islam is very similar to, or not similar, but more similar to Christianity than even Catholicism would be. So the reason I say that is because I see Jacob and I have to explain myself now. I say that because Islam believes that you can pray directly to God. So that's very similar to Christianity, because Christianity, that's what separates us from the Catholics is, you know, we're Protestants. We believe we could pray directly to God. And that's basically what started a huge war in the United Kingdom centuries ago was, you know, the Crusades and all that and everything. Whereas Islam is cool with you talking directly to God and not having, I don't know though, you got rabbis, like, right? Don't you?
We don't call them rabbis.
Well, do you have to go through them ever? Like if you sin?
If you sin, I mean, you could. They could guide you, I guess, if you don't know what's going on.
But you're still
If you
totally
want to
cool to
know.
just like pray and ask for forgiveness yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to do 200 Hail Marys every time you lie to someone
Nope.
about how fat
Nope.
they are. Okay.
Nope.
I don't know though. I kind of like that system in a way because it's like such a clear-cut path to forgiveness or whatever. But and I kind of like that you get a consequence. It's not just you're good. But at the same time, yeah, I don't know. Mad Libs, you guys want to do another? Now that we know why pizza has a beard?
Up to you.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna try to speed it up a little bit so that we're not taking forever just to get through this. Where is my pen? Oh, I dropped it. I'm a fucking imbecile. All right. This one, guys, is about a visit to the zoo. Plural noun. Aliens. I'm writing aliens. Jacob, plural noun. There's another plural noun I need. And
Monkeys.
then pizza, adjective. Monkeys, okay. Jacob, your next one's going to be a type of liquid. Pizza, you got adjective.
Adjective, colossal.
Wow, that is impressive. Colossal.
Bacardi.
That an animal that's plural. I'll use that for noun. Let me see. Is there nouns in here?
You said
Okay.
a type of liquid.
Oh, right, I did. Yeah, sorry, I missed that. Okay, animal, plural. Pizza.
Monkeys.
Oh, we already said that.
Oh, you
But
did?
I guess we can again. It's fine. Oh wait, it's a plural animal. Muslims. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
That's a short. That's a short.
Pizza's like, fuck this infidel.
I'm gonna get fired.
It's about your own religion. How can anyone get pissed?
I wish I could get fired from the military.
Careful, Jacob. This is on
I
the.
don't care. I don't care. Fire me. Warehouse Bay.
He's
Fire
like,
me.
get me out, please.
Oh my god, dude. Okay,
I just won't sign the
adjective.
papers.
So I'll do the next three. Adjective, silly. Silly word, whore. Silly word, bitch.
What? What?
Okay, adjective.
Slutty.
Plural noun. Anyone.
Jeremiah's.
Jeremiah's.
Pizza.
Jeremiah's. Animal. Muslim. Oh, I mean animal.
Shrimp.
Shrimp. Animal. Christian. Just kidding. I just felt I had to be fair.
Animal.
Yeah,
The Marine Corps.
Ah! Okay.
Facts.
Marine
Devil dogs.
Corps. Devil dogs, bro. Corps.
Oh,
But my favorite. Oh, sorry. I was reading the thing. Part of the body.
Elbow.
Penis.
Penis. Wait, what was yours? Pizza.
Elbow.
I'll go with penis. Penis is obviously better. Who wants to listen to a story
Vagina.
about an elbow? Put penis in it. Someone might jack off to this. I don't know. Plural noun. We'll go with.
Vaginas.
Okay.
I really hope my parents don't watch this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Me too. They know though. I've talked to them about this.
Yeah,
They
my
need
mom
to
was
stay away
like-
from this. Yeah.
My mom asked me. She said, or our mom, she's like, "Does it show who's watching? It's like if I were to watch it, would it tell him?" I was like, yes." And Ethan's like, "No, it doesn't. You can't see who views it." I'm like, she's
I
like, "So
told
how
them
would I
like
go
if you
about
want to
finding
watch it, like you can, but you're gonna be disappointed in your children. Like, so if you want to be disappointed with your children, watch this podcast. If you do not, then do not.
But if you
Um,
are gonna watch it, make sure you like and subscribe.
It's so yes, of course. Like and subscribe. All 8 people that watch this.
23.
I mean 8. If we got 8 people to subscribe, that'd be great. Yeah, matter of fact, subscribe right now. Like this video. I'm doing what I see other podcasts do, where they just stop and interrupt it and like make it all shitty, and no one wants to hear you tell them to like and subscribe. And I'm just telling you to do that anyways, because I want you to like and subscribe. But just kidding. I do care, but like, fuck it. So let's get through the Mad Lib. This is a YouTube short. A visit to the zoo. Zoos are places. Okay, I fucked it up. All right. YouTube short.
Start from the
Start now. A visit to the zoo. Zoos are places where wild aliens are kept in pens or cages so that monkeys can come and look at them. There are 2 zoos in New York, one in the Bronx and one in Colossal Park. The Park Zoo is built around a large pond filled with clear, sparkling Bacardi. You will see several monkeys swimming in the pond and eating fish. Getting drunk as shit, I guess. When it is feeding time, all the animals make silly noises. The elephant goes, whore! And the turtle doves go, bitch! In one part of the zoo, there are slutty gorillas who love to eat Jeremiah's. In another building, there is a spotted African shrimp that is so fast it can outrun a Marine Corps. But my favorite animal is the hippopotamus. It has a huge penis and eats 50 pounds of vaginas a day. You would never know that technically. It's nothing but an oversized wet pig. Okay, that was good. I like that. Dude, these Mad Libs, bro. I'm using this like in future podcasts for shorts.
That was funny.
Oh shit. Well, what now, man? I got a little bit of a crown. I got some nicotine here, and I've got a little obviously a nicotine pen. It's got nothing else. But what'd you say, Jake?
Is your coffee cold yet? It's been an hour and a half since we were supposed to start this.
I've only got a little bit of it left. It's cold now, yeah. I make my coffee with Dunkin' Donuts Keurigs. I get the super expensive grass-fed cow milk. It's like $6. It's not that expensive, but it's expensive for milk. And I put it into my coffee, and I use stevia sweetener. And so I have the healthiest coffee you can imagine. And then I have Crown Royal and energy drinks here. So like, what's the point of being healthy if, you know?
This is the OG podcast spot because this is where your first podcast is filmed.
That's true. Oh wow, how the tables have turned. Yeah, so let's see. That's the end of my preparation for this.
It looks like right now, it looks like you're in a prisoner of war like basement because like the roof and stuff. You know where they film the videos of like people getting executed.
You're about to get fucking beheaded, dude.
You think I could record pornography down here if I get on Grindr and invite a bunch of men over?
Probably.
What?
Farmers.com.
Yeah, man. I never mind. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna keep going with that. But
No, say it.
well, I was just thinking. No, no.
No, say it.
Well, basically, imagine if I recorded back there, and I have nothing, man. Like I'm just trying to like impromptu this shit, and it's just gonna come out horrible. So
I have a question.
yes.
Why did Jacob join the Marines?
I don't freaking
Hmm.
know, dude.
Yeah, Jacob, we did a whole
I
podcast on this, but since it wasn't recorded properly, I guess we should get into it again.
yeah, that was such a good podcast. The microphone was working. I joined the Marines because I always wanted to do one of the things, and then Jeremiah joined the Army, and I was like, man, I have to do something harder than him now. So,
I think it was
and then
genuinely that too. I don't even think he's joking. I think he had to be top G, you know?
yeah,
Did
and I
Jeremiah
wanted to see if I could do it.
plant the seeds of joining the military in your mind?
You mean the seeds of
No, I
misery?
wanted to do it before. I wanted to do it before. I was going to do the National Guard though.
Well,
Missed
I'm
opportunity,
sorry,
man.
Jacob. I'm sorry, Jacob. I probably should have just went
How long was your contract?
3 years and 14 weeks. Because I had a
Mine's
14-week
4 years.
OSUT. So they sign you up for 3 years plus whatever. But I had a really bad recruiter that just sucked. And he was supposed, once I signed up for airborne, he was supposed to add like 3 weeks to my contract, but he didn't because he's retarded. Because you're supposed to give like 3 years to the Army after training if you do infantry. And then if you do any special schools or anything, they will just tack that time onto the 3 years basically. But I don't know, man. The military's it's
Yeah.
such an interesting thing because it really is like if you wanted to see what a communist country would look like, go join the military. Because it literally is a communist system. Like everyone gets paid the same. That's a big one, right? Regardless of job. Now there are special pays, like if you are in a hazardous area
Hazardous pay.
or
Yeah.
something like that. But generally speaking, everyone receives the same base pay, whether you're special forces or you're a food person, so everyone's equal. And then you see the lack of motivation in the majority of people. And then of course there's those top performers that are just top performers because that's what they are. And yeah, whatever. And then you have the bulk that just aren't incentivized to perform, so they just do the bare minimum because they know they're going to receive the same paycheck no matter what. So like, why go out of my way to do more? I think the military would do better to treat it more like a business, almost like if you had a bunch of businessmen running the military, I feel like it would be way stronger than if it's ran by a bunch of, it sounds so silly to say this, but people that have been influenced by the communist ideas in the military.
Organization.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know enough about communism to really say if it is truly a communistic organization. I just know that everyone gets paid the same. That's like a big thing with communism. And, all that. Okay, I guess that's my only point. But
I think it's a little bit of a stretch.
hey, Pizza, listen, guy. I don't appreciate you coming at me on my podcast, okay?
Don't give me the fucking knife hand, bro.
I'm not, because I got this thumb right here is pointed out to the side. This would be knife hand. All right. So I'm still showing you respect, but I'm just telling you, don't come at me on my podcast.
A word?
Do you
Don't
understand?
Come at him.
Do you
Do
understand?
not come at him.
Yes, drill sergeant.
Do not come at him.
Whoa. Jacob just
Do
blurred his
not.
background. Oh yeah, I could blur my background. Then nobody's gonna
Do
see
not.
my top G basement.
Do not come at him.
Please come in me.
Whoa.
Whoa, does everyone see my blurry background and my clear body? Does
How
everyone
you
see
guys
that?
doing
Remember Drake and Josh were they like at the beginning of every
Dude, Drake
show
and
they were
Josh
like-
was the shit.
Yeah, remember how they would they'd always be on a video and some like random guy would pop in.
Yeah, dude, we
Pizza's
should
a
do it.
random guy.
Dude, what if they started up a podcast? And it was
Dude,
just Drake and Josh.
I'm pretty sure Drake got arrested for. Actually, I don't want to. I think he was a pedophile or something.
No,
Wasn't it like
But-
sexually? It's like some sexual bullshit.
Oh
Yeah, that's
no.
what I believe. Hold on, let me check.
I heard the
I want to
Blues
make sure
Clues
before
guy
I'm
came
actually.
back and made a movie for Blues Clues. If
Didn't
you
he
guys ever watch that.
didn't he die?
The Blues Clues guy? I don't know. I
Yeah, I think he
mean,
died of cancer or some shit.
makes sense. I mean, I guess it's pretty common to die.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't. It was he received 2 years of probation on child endangerment. It was not a pedophile.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for clearing that up
Something with
because yeah.
something with the child. That's
Gotcha.
Yeah. I remember Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Someone told me the other day that
Oh, that
you
was the best show.
yeah, someone told me you still watch that.
I watch that all the time. That's the only thing I watch really.
I can't blame you. I mean, I still watch Star Trek. That's like the only thing. Except, it was made for adults.
Yeah,
Dude, this might sound boring as
no.
fuck, but I can't stop watching World War II stuff.
Well,
Like documentaries and movies and shit.
Oh
ironically,
no, he's
what
trying to strike the U.S. again.
so like, I was at a point where I thought I couldn't love the Tates anymore. Because I'm obviously a Tate simp. I've got them tattooed on my back, their faces. Um, no, but I thought I couldn't be any more of a fan. And then I saw Tristan Tate go on a rant about how Netflix is a waste of time unless you're watching Trailer Park Boys. And I was like, dude, I love Trailer Park Boys. And he said that's the only, or that if they invited him to a podcast, he would go on it. And I was like, what? I didn't know they had a podcast. So apparently, freaking Trailer Park Boys got a podcast, and they have like a really low amount of subscribers. I'm actually surprised because it's Trailer Park Boys. How do they not have like millions of subscribers? But I think they're like literally Trailer Park Boys, like IRL.
I've never seen that show.
Dude, it's so good. I got so hooked. Everyone in my platoon was watching it. I only stayed away from it for a bit. I tried watching the first episode or two. I couldn't get into it. What you got to understand about Trailer Park Boys is it started off really low budget. No one expected that show was going to go anywhere. And they had a really low budget. So like they didn't have money for good television. So like the idea they came up with was, I mean, I don't know if this is why they did it, but they did it like someone's following them around with a camcorder doing a documentary of their life, basically. And
Office kind of.
sorta, but it's treated like someone actually has a camcorder. So people would go or sorry, when you see the show, it looks like someone's just recording with a camcorder, but it's genius because that's actually part of the story, but also they don't need anything more than just
It's
like
cheap.
a camcorder. Yeah. So they got started really cheap and then it started to take off. They started making money and like the show blew up and now they have like 3 or 4 spinoffs. Or not spinoffs, but movies they made about the show. May even be like 5 movies. And now they have a podcast and they used to go around on tour and do shows in front of audiences. So I love Trailer Park Boys. I've rewatched that show maybe 3 or 4 times already. It's such a good show. And Tate's explanation of it is like it teaches about brotherhood and like no matter how bad things are, you always keep trying. Because these guys, they're always getting shit on by life. Like everything always goes wrong. Every cringy business idea that they have falls apart. Julian is like the business guy, like I guess what I'm trying to be now. And he always has some like plan, he's always like he's the one that kind of organizes things. And then Ricky's like the fucking idiot that just goes out and he'll like rob a liquor store to get money for pot or something, like something dumb. And then you got Bubbles, who's like the smartest man out of the group, but he's like a mega nerd and he looks like a geek, but he loves his friends and he's like the smart, reasonable one that's always giving them good advice that they're not listening to. But it shows that no matter what these idiots do, they're always there for each other. They're always like helping each other. They always give each other liquor and sleep at each other's houses when they get kicked out. I get his point.
So it's got a lesson.
Yeah, but it's also just a hilarious fucking show. They have this one series where they go, Skynet is like the people doing the documentary of them, and they took them on a like I think it was like a 2-week Europe tour where they were given challenges throughout the day, and it's ridiculous shit. Like one could be you have to get a signature from a guy and you get $1,000 for the day, but they have to earn their money each day by doing these ridiculous tasks that they're given. Like Bubbles has to finish a marathon on roller skates or something. Or and they get $50. They just like completely fuck them,
Yeah.
and then Ricky tries to take the little bit of money they earn and buy weed with it, when they go to Amsterdam. Like one of the challenges, they went to Amsterdam and it was like, you have to stay out of this area where they give out like weed for free and everything, and you get $150, but you don't get to smoke weed in Amsterdam. And Ricky goes and does another challenge. It takes all the money and just goes in there and fucking smokes, like he's always fucking them and everything. And then they always cheat because like Bubbles is like, I can't, Ricky, I can't do a marathon on roller skates. I haven't even tried. And then they like pick him up and take him all the way to the finish line. And then the guy, of course, that's from Skynet is like, okay, you fucking idiots. I know that you guys cheated. Blah, 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 blah. And so they just keep failing miserably. And it's like this horrible vacation, but they started out thinking it was going to be a great one. It's a good show, man. You got to check it out. It's awesome.
What is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Is that shit scripted
Yeah.
or is it like actually happening?
No, it's scripted. It's part of the show, but it's still hilarious. You probably shouldn't check out that series though till you've actually gotten through the main series. But they have made movies while the series was ongoing, so like you could find out when they made the movie, and then when you get to that part in the show, cut over to the movie, come back. I'm really
all, like,
passionate about
chronological.
Trailer Park Boys. I love Trailer Park
How
Boys.
How did the Tates get famous? I mean, how did they get so like rich?
Casinos.
Yeah, so casinos, but I think it started with the cam
They
girl
own
thing.
them.
The cam girl thing. Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, I think that's how they started. Like that's how they
What do you mean?
finally got wealthy was with I don't believe they started OnlyFans, but they were a company that would manage girls that worked on OnlyFans. And basically provide structure, organization, coaching on how to, like lure men in and like, desperate men come up to them and like, basically he's like, I love the way Andrew Tate talks, man. He fucking cracks me up. He's like, yeah, I mean, bitches are fucking stupid. You got to like tell them everything. It's like, okay, if a guy asks you what kind of guy you like, don't be saying, I like them if they're younger, 20 years old, 6 foot, got a 6 pack.
13.
He's like, no guy wants to hear that. What they want to hear is, I like a man with some experience in life, someone that's a little older and wise, someone that can give me good knowledge, someone I could just marry and keep the house clean for. And, we just spend time together and all that. You basically, he's saying, describe the guy you're talking to, what does he want to hear? Things like that, right? So he just gives them this coaching, or like some girl comes in and she's like, I didn't make any money today. And he's like, and I tell him like, oh, it's okay. There's a football game on today. No one made any money. You actually made the most out of everybody with your $50. No one else made anything today. And he's like, I'd lie to him. I completely lie to him, but not because like I'm trying to lie to them, but because they just need some reassurance, and they're like, oh, really? Oh, okay. And then they feel fine about it. And the next day they just go do it again. And he's like, sometimes there's up, sometimes there's down. But like if they get all bummed out whenever they have a down day, they're not going to be profitable the next day. So, and he was saying like, he sat down and wrote down every single thing that he had. What all do I have? And he was like, oh, well, I have 6 girlfriends. So I can start up a cam girl business. And then I think that got him a lot of money. And then with Hustlers University, it's actually kind of a genius idea, because if you sign up for Hustlers University, it's different now. I think they stopped doing the affiliate program, but basically it was like a pyramid scheme. Like I join and pay $50 a month. And then if I convince you two to join, I get $25 out of the 50, which is actually pretty good commission, 50%, but I don't get recurring commission. I only get the initial commission. So you have to keep going out and closing deals, which arguably is part of the Hustler University, because you got to figure out how to get people to join. But when you get all these people joining in on this pyramid scheme, and then in the comments on YouTube, anyone that says anything bad about Tate, they just get hammered by, all of his supporters and stuff, because people want other people to buy their products. So they take TikTok videos of like Hustlers University, post it on TikTok, put a link there for, Hustlers University. You click the link, they get money. That's like that's what they try to do.
He basically got free advertisement and marketing from other people.
Well, not just free. Like he's getting paid to have them advertise for him.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, Andrew Tate doesn't have a YouTube channel, but I don't ever go anywhere but YouTube to listen to Andrew Tate. Isn't that kind of
so
funny?
he made casinos, like he owns casinos, or
He does own them, I think.
just
Yeah.
won money.
He
No,
owns a bunch in Romania. Like actually bought them out.
Yeah, he said he started. I don't remember the whole story, but like he approached a casino owner, and the way he got started in it was like, I don't remember if he used his own money, or I think he said if you use your money. Basically, he convinced them because he said, I'm willing to go to war for you. Like, I'll open up a casino right next to the casino that you're using. Even if it doesn't make you a bunch of money, at least it's taking money away from your competitor, and blah, 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 blah. And he convinced this casino owner to open up a casino, and then he ran it. If I understand correctly, I'm just barely recalling it, so I might have gotten some of the details wrong, but I think that's how the story goes. So, no, man, I mean, it's crazy interesting when you start looking for the opportunities around you, because I mean, about the lawn care company I'm trying to start in Corpus, but I got another thing that might get me to Corpus Christi for free. So on Xbox of all places, I met a guy that happened to also live in East Tennessee, big bodybuilder, jiu-jitsu guy, and he was telling me like, you can come to my gym. It's for bodybuilders only, but I'm friends with the owner. I could get you in, no problem. And I was like, oh, dope. And he's a partial owner. Yeah, I won't say the company name, but he's a partial owner of a company that goes out to dealerships and basically refurbishes used cars that are sold to them. So if there's dings or paint mess ups or whatever, they can fix all that. If there's, like, let's say it was a fleet car and they mounted a cell phone to the dashboard or something, and there's holes in the dashboard, they could fix that. And so Efren, he tried getting Efren to come from Texas over to where he lives for a couple months, work with him. He said, I'd teach him everything, send him back to Corpus with a kit and like the kit you need to do the job. And he could go pitch dealerships and try to get a dealership to sign up with him. And then he could do it too over in Corpus. And all the guy wants is 10% of the profit back. And so I told him, well, hey, man, like if Efren's not down for this, what if I come work for you part-time for free for a couple months? You make some money off me. I get some work done for you. You teach me everything. And then you send me to Corpus you pay for the plane ticket. Since you didn't pay me anything while I was working for you, you pay for my per diem. So maybe $30 a day so I can eat. And then all my responsibility is, and give me per diem for a couple of weeks. And then my responsibility is to go close some sales over in Corpus, at these dealerships. And I don't need many. One would probably be enough, So I basically, just by talking to people, networking, we got a business developer now for the lawn care company, and he's willing to help me with the dealership stuff too. He can generate ads localized to Corpus Christi specifically for the business. He's going to make us a website. He's got this program called Notion where he can color code the times we're available, because he says that like one of the biggest thing he runs into with lawn care companies is it's going great, but then they start getting bad Google reviews because dudes don't show up when they're supposed to do the lawns. And he's like, so we can't have that. One way to avoid that is having a program like this where people like if you have a dental appointment, put that in there. Like everything, anytime you're unavailable, it goes in there. But then when we go to scheduling the services, or say we're doing sales work and we want to schedule an inspection on someone's lawn, well, then we just look at the sheet, like, okay, who's available when? Okay, we're trying to get this done by next week, so we're going to send Michael out to go do the sales inspection on Saturday or something. So he's helping me out with all this, and all he wants in return is he's doing it all for free right now, but later down the line, he wants 10% of the profit of any sales leads that he gets us that we close deals on, which to me is very fair. He just wants 10% of the profits, and it's for a year. So it's a year contract, 10% on profits for any sales leads he brings us. And then like with the sales team I created today, all I did was just contact friends and family like, hey, listen, you're not going to get any money and this is going to be hard. But if you get us any leads that we're able to close on, you get commission. Who's interested? And it's just like literally all, and our startup costs, we got the equipment already that family of the other business owners own down in Corpus that we can use. I mean, we literally just have to pay for the LLC and liability insurance and then save up some money for fuel. And that's it. And we've already gotten offers from investors too, from Xbox. All this is happening from Xbox. We run our fucking business on Discord. Like this is like video gamers waking up and coming alive and dominating the fucking world, bro. So
It's all about networking, dog. Whichever way you can get it, it works.
Yeah.
No matter if it's on Xbox or Facebook.
Yeah, so lots of people working with us from Xbox. I even thought I'd offer the sales thing to you, Dre, but I feel like you got better business things going on. You don't really need.
It's not like I got better business things. It's just got my own route at the moment.
Yeah. But then like it's like we haven't paid anyone a penny yet, but everyone's dumping all this time and effort in because they kind of are buying into the idea, because we're talking about we just want to get this company as successful as we can. We want to make businesses. We want to make sure our moms, don't have to work if they don't want to. They yada yada yada. We're basically trying to make each other rich so that we can all take care of the people we care about and let them live well. Like go on a vacation every year with the whole family, things like that. That's what we want to do for the money we make. It's not just a greed thing where I want to go. I mean, no disrespect, Tate, if you ever watch this, but I ain't trying to go buy a fucking Bugatti. Like, I'm trying to get a house. I'm trying to make sure my mom.
I'm trying to buy a Bugatti.
Huh? No, I want a Shelby GT 500
Bugatti.
Mustang. That's my dream car. Way cheaper than a Bugatti. Baby blue.
It's the most expensive car.
I mean, I guess if I had the kind of money Tate has, I'd probably buy one, because why not? I mean, if you got that much, like you only need 1 million to live a good life for a while. If you got 330 plus million, why not? Plus, honestly, as much as Tate has talked about the Bugattis and stuff, he's probably generated sales for that company. I bet they just give him shit for free or give him discounts and stuff,
Like those watches and shit that cost $500,000.
Dude, if I was that company, I'd give Tate $1 million discount, because like even if he just got me one sale from all the shit he talks about Bugattis, like even down the road, think about all the kids he's got saying, "What color is your Bugatti?" One of those fuckers is gonna buy one, and it's because of Tate. So like they'd actually be. I think they should give him a discount, honestly. Dude's making money for him.
They do. They probably do.
He could be imagine how much money Bugatti salesmen make.
Shit.
You don't sell a Bugatti very often, though.
Yeah, that's true too.
But when you sell it, you got a good amount of money to last you till the next sale.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. And you're probably chilling. You don't even care so much. You expect to not get sales most of the times, but
you probably get paid not just only on commission, though. You probably have a salary too.
And I feel like the people going to buy a Bugatti, it's probably a completely different world from buying a normal car. Because like,
they probably already know what they want immediately and just.
Yeah, exactly. Like poor people, middle class people, they go in there to try to wheel and deal and just get something, But like the rich people, it's like, no, I mean, we could totally swing this. This is the price we're gonna pay. Here's $5 million. Give me my car. Like,
yeah, it's not like financing or interest rates or some shit.
Yeah, it's not even that, right? It's like, do you want to finance this? I generate this kind of money every week.
Poor?
Yeah.
Imagine being poor.
I don't have to
imagine not being able to buy whatever you want. Yeah, I know you don't have to imagine. You live it.
We all live it, you little shit. What are you saying?
You You live it. I don't live it.
Okay, where's your Bugatti? What color is your Bugatti?
Ink.
Show me.
It's outside
No, I know the color of your car. It's white.
on my 200 acres.
Part of it's going to be ours eventually. Where are you going to open your house up?
Bro, I want to buy the lands connecting to this.
I might.
What I really want to do is I want to get Airbnbs because those make you so much more money than apartment buildings. Because you could have an apartment building and somebody will pay you like $700 for a month's rent, or you could just rent out an Airbnb for 7 days and charge $100 a night, and that covers your entire.
Here's what I don't get about the whole real estate thing. So if it costs $300,000, for example, to buy a house, and you rent it out for $1,500 a month, and you get 12 grand for if it was 1,000, and then so it's 18 grand a year. So let's just call it 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 5 times 3, 15. So it takes you 15 years before you even start seeing a profit on the thing.
Well,
that's assuming you have a tenant in it at all times. And that's assuming that you don't have to keep spending money to repair shit. So it probably takes even longer than that. So like, how do you ever make money from it? Like, it just seems like, if
it's an Airbnb, you just pay so like because like apartment buildings, you can charge us $700 a month to just say that's like their thing. But if you rent out an Airbnb for 7 days, you still have 3 weeks left in the month that you could rent it out. And all you would have to do is pay your mortgage. Whatever is left over is profit. You may not have the house all 15 years. Then you could sell it, but you would have made all that profit in that time.
Check this out. So I intercepted one of my mom's bills today. She doesn't ever let me help her with anything. I have to like steal bills to help her. Not that she needs it. I'm just trying to help her, she can pay her bills. I'm just trying to be a good son. But basically, I'm looking at, I won't show the information on the podcast, of course, because, there's a lot of personal information there. But she doesn't know this yet. And hopefully she never finds out because I'm going to try to pay it. But basically, I'm looking through everything and the things they charge her. They charged her so for the lease itself, the 13-month lease she signed, just for signing the lease and processing the lease, they charged $125. It looks like the utilities they're charging for water, sewer, and trash $75 a month. I don't know how much that actually runs them, especially when she buys water bottles and stuff. Let me get to the good stuff. Appfolio Insurance Services, liability to landlord. Okay, that's fair. $9.50. Let me just get to the end because this is where it gets interesting. All this other stuff looks pretty standard. So I don't know what damages were done to the toilet seat, but apparently it cost them $10 to fix it. I think it was literally just like one of the screws came loose and they just screwed it in and they charged her $10 for it. And then the agreement to cancel the charge, the early lease cancellation, $1,850 just to exit the lease early. You'd say they get a tenant in it next week. They just made way more money off of her than, because like I get the cancellation fee if they have to plan ahead and like let's say you have 5 months left and you cancel, well, you just cost them $5,000 potentially if they can't put a tenant in there within that time frame. But an apartment building sounds like a great thing to buy because it's the same size of a house. If you get like just a small apartment building, same size of a house, but how many tenants do you put in an apartment building? You put like 5 or 6 and it costs you the same amount probably to build it. Even cheaper if you work for a construction company, right? So like,
yeah,
these people are making bank, just by, oh my gosh. Well, I don't think it picked up anything because they blurred my background.
He just showed us everything.
I didn't realize it was on the back too. Oops.
You're good, bro.
Okay, whatever.
I'm trying to get into real estate, honestly, especially in the area I'm in. It's heavily populated. You always got shit going on the market. You always have a lot of people buying, selling, so it's a good market out here.
If I
But,
had the kind of money Tate has, I would love to have homes. Like I know he rents most of it because he doesn't believe in like owning the real estate because like the government could take it or whatever. But I'd love to own houses in multiple countries and then fly private like he does, where I could just go travel the world at my leisure. I think that would be dope.
If I had the money Tate has, I would never go broke again because I would invest that money in so many different
Bro, if you put
areas.
10 million inside of VU, the ETF, you make 10% a year. And if you just can wait 2 years, you can take 10% from that every year and not lose any of the money. You know, because if it makes 10% of a million, that's $100,000 a year. You wait 1 year, that's 1,100,000, and then you have basically $100,000 of income every year without having to touch the $1 million that you got. You're just pulling money out of the air, basically, at that
The
point.
hardest thing is just starting up, getting the first million. Dude, I put $200 in AMC because AMC it was a meme stock, but it was doing like really good. I put $200 in and it got up to like 240, and then now it's at $50.
Oh
And I didn't
no.
sell out. So I think I'm just gonna put a lot of money in it, and as soon as like the buyout is lower, so as soon as it goes like a little jump,
That's a smart
sell
move. I
it
didn't
all.
even think about that. I've
Yeah,
only
because
got one share
you
of
lose
VU
all
right
your
now, personally.
yeah
But
if your stock goes down, if you buy a lot of it, it brings your total stock average down. So whenever you get a minor blip, then you could just sell out for
yeah,
somewhat of a.
I understand that stocks are basically gambling, but it seems like a much more educated version of gambling. Like you have a lot more information than you would. It's not just like a random gamble, but it seems like the way to go if you have $1,000 that you want to try to make money with, play around with stocks. But I don't know, man. Like we even almost started up our own record label. Because I go to the CBD shop in Kingsport, Hippie House. Talked to one of the guys there. He's a rapper and CEO of his own company because he's a smart rapper. So he's the CEO of his record label, and he has like 10 other rappers that rap all the time in Atlanta. And they all go down to Atlanta anytime that he gets a venue for the other people, and they just pay him a little cut. I was thinking, dude, we could make them a Discord where we can kind of organize them a bit. We can try to get them venues and make contacts in Atlanta. And then Efren's brother is like a small time rapper, from what I understand. And he's not necessarily like, you know, a big star or whatever, but I know from doing open mic at the comedy club, I'm not very good either, but I know a lot of very good people, you know, because I just happen to be in that world. So like if we got contacts in Atlanta with these guys in Kingsport, and then, you know, we decided to start pulling rappers from other areas that we know and send them, you know, if we like, hey, listen to this guy's, you know, shit, tell us if you want him. We'll send him to Atlanta. He'll come do the venue. And then like they tell us, okay, yeah, we want him. We say, okay, we want 1,000. If you want this guy, we want $1,000. Can you make $1,000 off this guy? Yeah, we can do 1,000. Okay, cool. We take 200 for profit. We buy his ticket, however much that is, that comes out of his cut. And then whatever he gets, like, I mean, a round trip ticket from Kingsport to Tennessee, or sorry, Kingsport to Corpus Christi, Texas is like $380. A round trip ticket to Atlanta, Georgia is probably cheaper. And even if it's $300, you know, we take 200, you're still getting 500 just to go rap on stage with your plane ticket basically covered, you know,
Yeah.
all in a weekend. That ain't bad, but it didn't work out. They kind of ghosted us and it fell through. But I mean, just like working our heads through a lot of these business ideas, it helps us form like, or if you see my Andrew Tate purchase analysis shorts or
Yeah,
whatever.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I know they're dumb, but it does two things. One, it's Andrew Tate, so I'm
Makes
hoping
you
to get
think.
views off of it. Yeah, but then two, every single time I make a purchase, it forces me to make the best decision, and not only make the best decision to save money, but it also starts getting me thinking more like a businessman because I'm analyzing what these business guys are doing. Like how are they selling it? You know.
Yeah. Makes
I gotta
sense.
pee real quick, so if you guys want to just talk to each other, be right back.
All right.
All right.
What's up?
We're gonna get nutty, dude. Oh
There's no way
no.
he's about to. There's no way.
Oh no.
I hope he forgets to cut this. I hope he forgets to cut it.
Your brother's a dickhead.
He is.
Oh shit. How old are you now,
How-
dude?
19.
Oh, okay.
How long have you been in the Air Force?
Uh, more than a year.
Are you active?
Active guard, but in the guard we deploy more than the active.
Where do you deploy to? Or have you
Um,
been deployed at all?
there's a lot of bases we can go to, but like we can go to South Korea, we can go to Saudi Arabia, Jordan.
I don't understand that. Why does the guard deploy more than active duty?
That's a good question. And I think active is more like a permanent presence type of thing. So they'll get a base and they'll just stay there, right? With guard, they kind of move around a lot because they don't really have a permanent base besides their home state, right? They can't move these active duty troops away from their permanent station when they have all these guard guys just ready to move around. It's not a problem. They're more flexible with that type of shit. Like when the
You can
riots in
reenlist.
DC happened, they had guard people
Oh,
out
yeah.
there. They didn't have active duty,
Now about that though, didn't and first of all, is that AC unit too loud? Is it picking it
I
up or
can't
no?
even hear it.
Okay,
I
good.
can't even hear it.
I was told because I had a buddy that was a nasty girl, National Guard. And he was telling me that they didn't even have like ammo in their guns. Like it was just an intimidation thing. Like they couldn't shoot people. They had a mag in, but like there was no rounds in it.
Yeah, I doubt they would have gave him a loaded mags to a bunch of weekend warriors.
Yeah, especially a bunch of retarded infantrymen. Like you don't
You
unless
don't
you're
want
trying to.
some bullshit to happen where he like misfires or someone gets a hold of their gun and then shit gets really bad.
Yeah, no, that shit. Now, if it actually went down, then yeah, give these guys rounds. There's just gonna be a lot of dead innocents, but you're gonna guard whatever you want guarded is gonna get guarded. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what's funny about Andrew Tate loving Romania, and again, not to say that I dislike the guy, I actually like Andrew Tate a lot. But when I was in Italy, my girlfriend was telling me that like Romanians are not to be trusted. They're scum of the earth, basically. They're corrupt people. They
Facts.
will do anything to make a dollar. They'll rip you off. It's always Romanians in the strip clubs. They're always just trying to fuck you over, basically. Um, and the crazy part about that is, in my experience with Romanians, it was true. Now, I'm not saying I've never met a good Romanian. I have met good Romanians. But it's just funny that Andrew Tate is such a big fan of Romania, but then you get, all these Italians that are telling me Romanians are not to be trusted. They in Europe, they don't care about saying politically incorrect shit. They just say what they think. It's great.
They're very direct.
Yeah, dude. And it's not to say that they think Romanians should be locked up and kicked out of their country. They're just saying, no, hey, don't fuck with them. They'll fuck you over.
Like Germans are very literal. They will speak their mind, no problem.
But they're also some of the friendliest people I've ever met. I loved Germany when I went. It was such a nice place, and everyone was so friendly.
Yeah.
His like Czech, for people listening, he's been on the podcast, but Czech, like over Christmas, I went to his parents' house, and like they didn't just give me food every night. They went all out because they had a guest. They wanted to be really hospitable. So like they'd cook like the best dishes they knew how to make. They were on the southern end of Germany, so they could make French dishes, Swiss dishes, German dishes, and everything. Like they did this fancy dinner one night where they got this big, huge oven plate out on the table, and they gave everyone like these special dishes with these cheeses. And you got the cheese, you put the cream on it, some corn, and then you stick it under the hot plate for like a minute or two. and then you take it out and you eat it. But it's like the German people are
That's
very
pretty
nice
cool.
people.
Have you ever been to Sweden, Joy?
No, I've been to Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Italy, Slovenia, Morocco, Latvia, Netherlands, Switzerland, if I didn't say that already, France, America, of course, Mexico, and
Hmm.
the Bahamas.
They
Those
told
are all
us
the
whenever
countries I've
we
been
go
to.
to
You've been to the Bahamas and
whenever,
Mexico too, though. The cruise.
yeah,
Yeah.
they said whenever we leave Norway, um, to go to Switzerland, we're not gonna stay in any like, not Switzerland, Sweden. We're not gonna stay in any like barracks or anything. He's like, so you won't have any cell reception. He's like, if you leave Norway, the next time you'll talk to your families whenever you're back in the United States, because we're
They're
gonna be
saying
in
you're not going to
Sweden
bring your phones.
They said we can, but he said that there's no cell reception because it's literally the middle of a farmland, and we're not gonna have time to be on our phones anyways.
They're full of
Sounds like
shit. You're always
so
going to have
stupid
time to be
though.
on your phone. There's like, if you bed down at night, that's time to be on your phone. There's always downtime, you know? Uh-oh. Is he lagging? Jacob
It
lives
looks
in the
like it.
mountains. Or no, Jacob's in the mountains, rather.
He's in Norway, right?
No. He's in Tennessee right now, but he's up in the mountains, and there's horrible service out there.
Oh, he left Norway?
No. They haven't gone to Norway yet. They were getting ready to go to Norway, and he's on leave now. And after he gets back, then they go to Norway.
Okay.
He's getting married
That's
over
gonna
there
be
too.
fun.
No, it's not.
He's getting married?
He's gonna freeze his little balls off.
He's getting married, dude.
Yeah, I'm coming back the day after Christmas because he's getting married on the 27th. So
He's kind of young to get married.
he is, but him and his wife. Oh, I guess we did lose him. Him and his wife have known each other since he was like 15, I think. And then when he turned 18, he went down to Florida where she lives, and they spent a lot of time together for months or whatever. And then he joined the Marines. So
Did they meet online?
no, I think they met through church, if I remember correctly.
That's good for him, bro.
Yeah, he's got himself a nice Christian woman, you know.
I'm looking for one of those.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with finding a wife at church. I don't know, that's a lie. There's a lot of crazy people, regardless of where you go. But
Yeah, but it's a better spot than going to a party and looking for a wife or going to a club.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's true too, man. And I mean, there's good girls
People
there
go to
too.
bars and they try to find a drunk chick there and make her wife her up. Like, what are you doing, dog? Man, she
Or
cheats on you.
those
Does some
guys.
dumb shit.
We had a medic, a senior medic, that married a stripper that he met in Italy.
Yeah, or shit like that. Right.
Yeah. And it's like, damn, dude.
What are you expecting, dog? Like, come on.
But
man.
he's like, fuck y'all. I got a beautiful ass wife, and like, we're fucking chilling. We're happy. She doesn't strip no more. We're chilling. So I mean, I guess you could turn it around, like, but she's got to want it.
Yeah. If I got a good past, I want my wife to have a good one as well.
That's true. That's true. Personally, I think strippers are pretty smart because, like, if I was a woman, that seems like a really good way to make money without having to suffer in the construction world, because that's what we men have to do. If we want to make money without education. But women, they don't even have to like fuck the dudes. They just go in there, give them some lap dances, sweet talk them, let them feel them up a little bit, and they make bank.
Yeah, I guess from that perspective, they're kind of smart, but
I
personally,
get
I
for a
wouldn't want to
wife, you may
marry.
not want that. Yeah.
Yeah, like she's been all over these dudes and everyone's touched her. If everyone's like had their hands on them, what makes her so special for me?
I agree. So with you, being Muslim and everything, how traditional of a relationship do you want? Like, would you want her to wear, the head coverings and things like that?
Um, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah, but kind of
You
like
know,
only if
I'm
she's
not gonna
into it.
force her to wear it. No problem. I'm not that crazy. It's not crazy, but I'm not that religious. She could wear it if she wants to, I have no problem against that.
Yeah, I think
But
that's pretty fair.
I would want to find like a, because when you're marrying a girl, you're not only marrying her, you're also marrying her family, right? So I want to look at her family as well. What type of family does she have? Are they taking care of her? Do they function well? What's the, and of course, sometimes you can't blame the girl for having a bad family because you don't choose your families.
Yeah. Welcome back, Jake.
Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
What's up?
I explained that you're in the mountains and don't have the best internet.
Yeah, I
yeah.
hate this.
Yeah, I hate it too. That's why I got the office, man. Just because I needed a decent internet connection to do this shit, you know?
Yeah,
I would have let you go into the office. I could have emailed the lady and been like, hey, I got somebody coming to the office today. But that probably would have been too much. It's like 20-something minutes to get there, 20-something minutes to get back.
yeah, and it's already 12:30. I ain't driving all the way out there.
Yeah.
You know how scared I would be in there? How scared I'd be in there?
Dude, I'm always scared when I go there, man. Like I almost just want to move here with my mom just so I can live in the basement and do it out of the basement because it's like so easy and chill to just do this podcast. I literally have a table down here. I have my whole setup and it just stays down here. I don't have to set it up every single time I want to do a podcast. It's nice. I can't wait till this podcast generates money and I can get enough money to rent out a like an actual permanent office space. And then I can just leave my setup set up, you know? And decorate
Yeah.
and like build the background and everything and make it look cool and shit and like make the audio
The
quality
microphones
perfect.
that come down.
Yeah,
And
dude.
you don't gotta pay for the spot either.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's really hard to get your podcast going to the point where it's generating anything, honestly, because like I don't think that this is the worst podcast. I don't think it ain't no Joe Rogan, but it's like I feel like I would listen to this, you know? So yeah, but I know it's a time thing and consistency. You just got to keep at it. Eventually it'll happen, all that shit. But
Yeah,
I think more
I
people should
mean,
start channels though, man, because like it's so fun, dude. And like I would love to have friends that have channels and then we kind of do shit on each other's channels, you know? Like me and Ethan do that a little bit. But
yeah,
I'm
I was
doing this
going
stupid
to.
challenge. This challenge sucks.
Dude, I ran 7 miles. I
You're
was
gonna
so
smoke that
sore.
PT test you got coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're gonna
Ethan was
crush it.
Ethan was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, he was downstairs telling mom, he's like, yeah, I ran a mile in 5:37. I'm like, dude, I could beat that. I could run it in 4 minutes. He's like, no, you can't. So I went on the treadmill, and he's like, you're in Crocs. You're not gonna ever beat it. You're wearing a sweatshirt. So I'm like, so I put the little back strap on my Crocs, and I ran it in 5:26. Beat it by 10 seconds.
Dude, see, I think that is one good thing about me, you, and EJ is like we
He
challenge
won't
each
ever
other,
beat me.
you know.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
although I was running it, like my entire calf was hurt so bad, it's like cramping because I was sitting down for like 2 hours just on the couch, and then he
well, I
had to say
brought my
something
yoga
stupid
mat,
like that.
unfortunately, but you could still put some yoga up on that TV. And I'm telling you, man, yoga is a game changer.
I brought my
Um,
Xbox.
oh, nice, dude. We should play after this. You look pretty sleepy though. You might be trying to go to bed after this.
I'll play tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, dude. But I've been trying to compete with Ethan. Especially initially, and I was talking a lot of shit just to get him like fired up, you know. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos I've sent him, but I didn't run yesterday, the day after, or today because I've been so busy, man. It's like the weekend I don't have any excuse for not having worked out, but as far as keeping the only way I'm gonna beat Ethan is if I contribute like fucking 7 hours of my time a
I
day.
think he's ran 2 miles today.
Yeah, but he's so
Yesterday
far
he didn't
ahead.
run
He's
at
like
all.
at mile 50 or something, and I'm like still at mile 20 something, you know? Like I have to get to work, but I'm gonna try to surprise attack him and one of these days just walk a 20 miler or whatever, which I could do. I've done it with rucks. I can do it with no ruck, you know. and just walk it
You're gonna freak
basically.
him out if you hit him with a 20.
I can do it. I've done it multiple times in the military with rucks and helmet and gear. I could easily do it without all that shit, even now after I've been out, Um,
You should do it. Then
yeah,
he would freak out.
I
He
just got to
would. He
figure a
would
day.
run all day.
He would. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love it because, like, it gets him going too. But it's hard to beat Ethan, man, because he weighs like 80 pounds less than me. So it doesn't do the same wear and tear to his body. Plus, his body is a lot more developed for running. I mean, he's a basketball player, I don't really stand a chance. I knew I wasn't going to beat him, but I figured I could
Personally,
outwalk him.
I wouldn't accept that.
That you couldn't beat him?
Yeah, I could beat him.
You
I just
could.
don't feel like it.
I don't think like if it was a mental challenge, like a mental toughness thing, I think I could get away with just doing a 20-mile walk or something and then just demoralizing him. But with Ethan, it's like that little dude's gonna be on that treadmill all damn day because that's the only thing he cares about is winning, So
Yeah,
but I'll still do it because I want to push him, So
just take him to a dark place.
that's what I was
Make him
gonna
give
do.
up.
But I can't take Ethan to a dark place unless I go 8 hours a day, man. That's the only way Ethan gets dark. But basically, Dre, the challenge is when I left, it was who can do the most miles by the time I get back is basically the
Right.
challenge. And we're making a little video for his channel. So I'll record myself, on the treadmill, like, hey man, I'm on, like one of them, I did like a mile in Crocs and shorts or whatever. And then I
That's
did
funny.
a walk where my phone just tracked my mileage and everything through the
Okay.
trails in Iowa. And Fairfield, Iowa has some weird shit going on, dog.
Why is that?
Also,
We got like some weird Scientology shit in this city. Like
Oh man, I got
Jim
some
Carrey's
cults
been
up in
here.
there.
Seriously, yeah, I've talked to one of the people. I'd love to do a video on it, but I don't think I have enough time left here to kind of
Is
get
Jim
him
Carrey a
inserted.
Scientologist?
Oh yeah, dude, he's big on that. I don't know if he's shifted, but
Scientology, there's like levels to it. You have to like pay to be a certain level. Is that the one you have to like? If you get to the highest level, you're basically a god.
I'll tell you right now. I'll look up a description.
You got to
It's
pay
so
to be a
weird.
god. Pay to
Yeah,
win.
you really do. You have to pay to like be this certain level of religion.
Pay to win, my man.
Okay, it's called Maharishi Vedic City, Iowa. Maharishi Vedic City is a city in Jefferson County, Iowa, United States. The population was 277 at the time of 2020 census. Like, this is a dead ass city. It's even worse than Rogersville. Like, it's fucked here. There's nothing, right? The city was incorporated in 2001 as Vedic City, but then officially changed its name to Maharishi Vedic City 5 months later. It was the first city to incorporate in Iowa since 1982. Maharishi Vedic City consists of approximately 1 square mile located about 4 miles north of Fairfield, the home of Maharishi University of Management. Maharishi Vedic City, Iowa. The city plan and buildings, okay, hold on. Let me see if I can just cut to the juicy shit. Government. The city has a commitment to balance natural law and principles of the Veda. Maharishi Vedic City is administered by a 5-person city council. Sanskrit has been named the city's ideal language, although English and other common languages are also used. Maharishi Vedic City utilizes a system building called Maharishi Sthapatya Veda design architecture. This ancient Indian system of architecture and city planning is said to promote happiness, peace, and prosperity for its occupants. In Maharishi Sthapatya Veda, all structures are built according to precise Vedic proportions, with rooms placed according to the movement of the sun and entrances that face due east. In addition, each building includes an interior silent core called a Brahmastan, a perimeter boundary called a Vastu fence, and a gold-colored roof fixture called a Kalash. So I met someone on a dating app that's a student because it's a college, it's a university, and it's an accredited college. They meditate 8 hours a day. like so long that they
What?
shit themselves. Yeah, they'll sit there and meditate until they
Wow.
shit and piss themselves. I found this to be true. It's not all of them. It is not all of them. So you can, if you
Wouldn't
were to
be
go
me.
sign up to the college, you wouldn't have to do this. But if you're one of the, I forget what they're called, but basically it's these people in India that at the age of 4 they start this meditation journey and all that, and then
So it's like a
when they
monk.
become when they become adults, they get flown to Fairfield, Iowa here to go to this university, and then part of their program is they have to meditate 8 hours a day. Everyone else just meditates like an hour a day or whatever, and it's like, but it's like a cult thing. Lots of people are under pressure here. If you live near the college, you're supposed to only let tenants come in that are students of the college. The college will put a lot of pressure on you to only rent to tenants that are students. If you go through all the rich houses that are in Fairfield, Iowa, because now there's like a shit ton of like rich people that have moved here. Oprah's been here. Jim Carrey's been here. They all go to this giant dome. Me and my mom drove to it one day, and it's like this giant dome, and that's where they go in there and they meditate about the universe. They have the Tower of Invincibility. They have, and it's like this big tower. It's not a big tower. It's like maybe 20, 30 feet tall, and it's a big stone structure. They have, they name things weird, and it's affected Fairfield. Like Fairfield is basically California, but Iowa is a very right-leaning state, almost like Austin for Texas. And
I was just about to say that.
yeah, so like they can't eat anything that's not organic. It's part of their beliefs. And if you ask any like local here about it, they're always like, well, you know, all those people moved here, you know? It's like one of those weird mystery creepy things where people don't tell you what's up, but they tell you something's kind of up, you know? That's everybody here. It's fucking weird. And then on top of all the rich people's houses is this weird Indian sculpture thing that like has a point at the top and it comes down and fattens out at the bottom. And all, if you go look at every big house here, like people that are obviously wealthy and have land and shit here, they all have this little thing on top of their house. I was driving by the theater. There's a picture on the back of the theater with kids putting a puzzle together, and the puzzle is a building with the fucking thing on top of it. It's fucking weird here, man.
It sounds like a cult, bro.
It is. And I
Wait,
was talking to the girl on Tinder, and she was saying it's a failed cult, basically. Like they tried to make a cult here and it didn't work, and now they're just kind of clinging at any scraps they can get.
is the girl Indian?
No, she just wanted a new start, so she joined, but she's transferring to New York to get her master's. She's like trying to leave this situation once she gets her bachelor's.
I don't blame her.
It's weird shit, man. I kind of love the idea of a new system like that for a school, but oh, and the followers of this belief system or whatever will actually pay for these Indian like 18-year-olds basically to fly over here and attend this school. So all these rich people will pay for those people to come over and attend the school and pay the school for them to be there, and you know, pay for their food, their housing, and all that.
Bro, rich people are always on some weird shit, I swear.
Yeah, it is weird here, man. It is interesting though. I kind of like it. I love that there's like a weird thing going on. Makes the city a little interesting, you know.
Yeah.
That's weird.
India has a bunch of weird shit in general. I don't know
Give
how I'd
kids
feel about
maybe
going to India.
extra arms.
I'd love to do an
Maybe to us
ayahuasca
it's
trip.
considered weird, you know, because we're not used to it.
Okay, so is Israel's Jewish? Are they Islam? Are they Christian? What are they?
Jewish.
They're Jewish, right? So
Yes.
there's apparently the second Messiah that's coming. Like, I mean, obviously not the real one, but like they're saying the Messiah, this is the return of the Messiah.
Antichrist.
I theorize, this is going to sound crazy, but as I was watching Andrew Tate, you know, the whole story behind the Antichrist is like basically someone's going to come with all the answers that's very powerful, and he's going to reassure everyone There's going to be world peace for a few years, yada, yada, yada. I was thinking, damn, what if Andrew Tate's the Antichrist? You know, it was a weird, trippy thought. I don't actually think he's the Antichrist, but like,
The problem with that is it says that the Antichrist is going to be liked by all, and he'll be in some sort of high power, so like a president or something that makes all the nations come together, and then after a couple years, we'll turn them against
but
each
look
other.
at the war room. That's like his private Illuminati, as he like publicly states. But it's all legal.
But so many people hate Andrew Tate.
That's true.
There's only like most women hate Andrew Tate because
You can't be loved all by everyone though, no matter who you are.
But maybe the Antichrist will be.
Yeah. Well, we've never seen anybody like that, so we can't really say.
Is there an Antichrist in the Muslim faith? Like, do you have revelations and all that stuff like we do, or no?
There is, but I'm not that well informed on it. But there definitely is shit like that.
Yeah,
Like,
because I
there's
know
this
you guys
thing
don't use the
called,
New Testament, right?
There's this thing called like if you see this black flag rising, and I think it was in the east or some shit, join it because that is Allah's army or some shit coming to purify the world. It was something like that. I don't remember exactly, but we have shit like that too.
I was having dinner with my mom.
It's like the
And-
trumpets of Armageddon. Go ahead.
I was having dinner with my mom, and she was saying that she was explaining to me some of the prophecies that are in the Bible, and then how they can correlate with real life. Basically, she was showing me that some of the prophecy, like obviously they didn't call Russia Russia back then. They didn't call Ukraine Ukraine back then. Russia was like Gah or something weird. But she's saying if you look at these old names and you find where they were geographically located, they're located where Russia and Ukraine are, and it says that those two countries will fight. Eventually, Ukraine will join with Russia, and then they will all join with China, and then that's like that's when the end times are coming. And so I don't know, but what I was saying was that imagine, okay, I'm not saying that the world's been around for 1,000,000 years, but like imagine from this point forward, the world exists for 1,000,000 years, and that's your timeline. You have 1,000,000 years of a timeline. Think about all that's happened in just 100 years. It seems that if the prophecies say all these events are happening, that the events could happen multiple times throughout said timeline, and it doesn't necessarily mean that just because the events are happening this time means that this is the time we all get raptured and the tribulation starts. It could be that this happens multiple times throughout the timeline, or that similar events to the prophecy happen several times.
It says that whenever I don't know how it is in the Muslims, but it says that the times will be like Noah. So like Noah who built the ark, and that was really like those were really bad times. I don't think we're that far gone yet. But
It
what
says
you're
in the
saying about
Muslim.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I thought you were finished. My bad.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, about like how they don't have the current names and stuff because that could have been before the flood or whenever. Because people speculate that everything was all fit together, like the United States was part of the Middle East, and like everything was all one big land piece before. And then whenever the flood happened, it broke up because you can kind of see if you were able to like cut and paste, you can like kind of put it back together,
Are you talking about like Pangea?
Yeah. Is that like the flat earth thing where like it's one big land?
Well, no, it was that's what the Earth looked like before we got hit by a meteor and the continents split up to what they are today.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What were you gonna say?
What I was gonna say, I know one example where the Muslims say the end times are near is when people start to get so bored that they start to mess around with gender and men become women and women become men and shit just starts getting worse and worse. And we're seeing that happening right now.
We
That's
are.
just one example that the Muslims say the end times are near.
Hmm.
Like the roles are reversed and there's so much confusion and so many questions being asked. There's nothing true anymore. You know what I mean?
There's a German philosopher, and I don't recall his name, and his writings are only in German, and I think he's dead, and he's been dead for a long time. But he wrote about the phases of a civilization. So he says that you can identify what phase your civilization is by the things that are happening, right? So in the beginning, everyone's passionate, everyone wins their independence from said country, whatever. They start the country, they start developing laws, blah, 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 blah. And then in the middle, it's like business is booming. Maybe there's a war and the country's the most unified it's ever been. Everyone's patriotic, everyone's religious, everyone, blah, blah, blah. And then he says that the downward end of a civilization is when people begin to question things that they've always fundamentally held as true. So like gender, blah, 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 all the stuff we're seeing now where people are questioning everything. And then he says that religion will lose its place in the civilization and that the civilization will then begin to fall. So like we are actually, even if we're not in the end times of the world, we may be in the end times of America.
Well, every
one thing
empire
is-
lasts around 400 years, and we're nearing that, aren't we?
Is that a fact? Is that usually how it goes? Because like UK's been around, all these other countries are
goes-
ancient.
Besides
Yeah, but
Europe,
they were
besides, like,
different
Europe.
governments, like the country was still there, but it wasn't the same government and the same shit. And it always changed.
One of the things that I don't know how long the US will be like a superpower is because it says that all of the major superpowers will go against Israel in the end times. And it doesn't talk about it doesn't really talk about anything like the US.
Yeah, because we're such a new country. But like, do you think they reference us with an old name?
They could, but that was before
It says that
it was like the earth was split up, remember?
right.
So I don't know. It's not like they didn't prepare for it. Like he didn't know this was gonna happen. Like he knew it was gonna happen. So he very well could have, but we weren't there. We don't know what it could be named.
It said that the whole world's gonna go against Israel and lose.
Yeah, like Israel will, like they said, Israel will come out on top against everybody. That's why I don't want to fight against Israel. If the US goes there. If the US goes there,
Well, bro, if we fight Israel, we'd be fighting ourselves because we fund them majorly.
yeah.
Same with Ukraine. If Ukraine did actually get conquered by Russia, imagine how much shit Russia gets now.
They get javelins, they get Polish tanks, they get fucking drones, all that
What-
money that hasn't been
Okay,
spent.
what if Putin is just letting us send them shit and making the war look like they're losing so that we keep sending them shit to try to fuck up Russia? But his big
Well, dude,
game plan is to just
They've
ultimately
lost
defeat
so
Ukraine.
much manpower. They've
But
lost so much
like
manpower
imagine
and
that
so
he's only
many
doing
big
that
things.
so that Ukraine gets all this equipment and weapons and stuff.
That would be a
And then he
smart
conquers.
war strategy.
Yeah.
I don't see that coming out to fruition
I don't see
because
that.
they've lost
Yeah.
like their elite troops and their most revered units.
They've
They're
lost,
calling
like,
upon their
of
civilian
infantry.
population to help out.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're trying to
let's
do
say
that.
Ukraine's about to fucking get overrun. I feel like the United Nations or NATO or whatever is gonna come up with a sneaky way to what's it called? Get Article 5 rolling out so the whole NATO could like roll into Ukraine.
Like whenever that thing hit Poland and everybody was freaking out for a little bit, I thought for sure they were going to try and do Article 5.
Poland was ready. Poland said, fuck
Yeah.
yeah. Even Zelensky's like, let's do it, you know?
They were waiting for anything.
Yeah, they're waiting for that. But nobody
don't
wants
know.
that, to be honest.
I don't see that ending well because it would be more. I feel like it won't be fought like on the ground. I feel like it'll be more like a nuclear. And if it's a nuclear battle,
Well,
nobody
it's
wins.
about to get worse. You know why? Because Finland and I believe this other country, but close, or Norway or Sweden, my bad. Yeah, it was Sweden. They're gonna join NATO as well. And Finland they're bordered with some of the most strategic areas of Russia. They're right next to a nuclear silo. They're right next to the fucking this fucking secret base where they develop weapons, and it's only like a 400-kilometer stretch, and it's flat ground where it's barely defended. So I feel like that's gonna escalate tensions when they join, because Russia's really gonna be like feeling backed up in a corner after that, which is only gonna make them more aggressive. Because this whole thing about Ukraine is they're trying to stop them from joining NATO, because then what's between Russia and their capital? You know what I mean?
Well,
NATO's gonna be right there.
our
I don't think
politicians.
I don't
Go
think
ahead.
Russia would win if we went to war with them. I
They
think it would be
definitely
a bloody
wouldn't, but I don't
battle.
think anyone would win.
But yeah, I think it would be. I think it would end up having to end with the treaty or something because I don't think because we have a lot of manpower, but they have a lot of manpower, and then I feel like if we went to war with Russia, China would somehow find their way in, and it would be a World
Dude,
War III. I think.
the only way we do like total out war is if we're completely forced to, or like if we could have like a way to be able to stop all their missiles, or like attack their
Their
missile
artillery
silos
is their
before they can even
strongest
launch.
unit. Not unit. Their artillery is their strongest stronghold, I guess. Their artillery is stronger than their infantry.
Yeah, we just I don't know. I'm not a general. I don't know what they're fucking doing in the back doors. They probably got something concurred up,
I don't know,
planned up.
but I don't want to go to war with Russia. I'd rather
Nobody
cold
nobody
there.
wants to go to war, bro.
Sometimes I don't know.
Nobody. It's all about proxy wars these days.
Seems as the
That seems like
And
the big
proxy
money move
wars,
there. Proxy wars.
proxy wars are good because it's good for business, and the military
Yeah.
companies can make a shit ton of money, right?
Yeah. Imagine how much money they're making with all the you think the US is just sacrificing all this equipment, not replacing it? You think they're
Nah,
really
dude,
just giving them all our shit? No, dude, we're
they're
just
getting
ordering
brand new
stuff.
shit.
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
no, the U.S. is, the U.S. and other countries are sending stuff to Ukraine to test it. So I feel like this is actually very beneficial for us
Yeah, that's what it is. It's
because
the
they're
testing ground for
testing,
our shit.
they're
It's so
testing a lot of
fucked.
stuff and see it really is. They're just seeing how things work and how what it does. Because I know for me personally, they took out in the training that I was doing. So whenever I was going through school, they took out IED training because they thought that was a thing of the past. Because like we've been in Afghanistan and stuff, and they thought that it was just like the Taliban and stuff doing that. But they put it back in after seeing Russia use IEDs a lot and waterborne IEDs and stuff like that. So like they completely took that stuff out until this war with Ukraine happened, and then they put all that stuff back in because they realized how big of a impact it still has had.
Ukraine really scared us when we were like in Latvia because we were once we got our phones back because they took all our phones when we were getting deployed. They scared us though because we saw that a plane of Russian paratroopers had flown into Ukraine to do an airborne jump and like get action, and the Ukrainians just blew them out of the sky before they even jumped, bro. And we were
Dude,
like,
that was their special airborne unit too. They got fucked up.
oh, geez, dude, we were like, fuck, man, that's gonna be us if we have to jump, bro. Like we're gonna get slaughtered.
We're just gonna
And
get
Dude, I
knocked out of
was
the
so
air. Yeah.
scared
that's kind
because
of the funny thing about the airborne world is everyone thinks that airborne's obsolete, even in the airborne world, and everyone thinks it's pointless and will never actually do it in war. And I agree, but I think that airborne's still good. I think every combat person should have to fucking jump out of a plane because it shows you got a pair.
I don't want to
You know
jump
what's
out of
funny? I have a
that.
funny story when that war broke out. I was in basic training, and they sat us all in this room, and we had a female flight, or y'all call it a platoon. We had a female platoon and a male platoon right next to each other. We were sitting in this classroom. We had all these MTIs, or drill sergeants, y'all call them. And then we had this LTC. He was the commander of what we call the Air Education Training Command, AETC. You guys know what that is?
Yeah.
It's one of the major commands
Oh, okay.
in our militaries. Yeah, he was the leader of that whole base under that major command. And he's like, ladies and gentlemen, you do realize we are on the brink of war. And he made this shit really serious. Made it seem like we're fucking about to roll out right from basics straight into the front lines of Ukraine.
This happened to
And dude,
Jake.
these chicks next to us started bawling their eyes out. They're like, I don't want to go to war. I'm like, why'd you join, bitch? What do you think this was gonna be? Just free college? Like, you signed that dotted line. You're gonna do your
But
job.
bro,
no matter what.
I'm not even gonna
Whenever
bullshit. When I got sent to Latvia, I was genuinely afraid because I thought
whenever we
it
were
was going down, you know.
whenever I was in
Dude, everybody was. I don't think anyone was happy for that shit.
whenever I was
Yeah.
in boot camp, you know, like the pupil sticks body sparring thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
anyways, the drill instructors got up on like, you know, they have a platform and then it's like mulch around it and you have to fight on the platform. They
Yeah.
have us all gather on the platform and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, Russia invaded Ukraine last night. They're going off about this stuff and they're like, you will be in Moscow in a month. And I'm like, there's no way. And then I got a letter from I think it was dad or Jeremiah saying that you were going to Latvia and being deployed there. I was like, bro, I'm gonna die in like a month. I was like, and whenever we got to the rifle range, they're like, you guys better shoot good. This is the last training you guys are
I
gonna get
mean,
before
if
you
you
go
remember
there.
though, in one of my
And I
letters,
was
I warned you they would
freaking
do that
out.
shit. Like,
Yeah, and
yeah.
they were being so serious. So yeah, see, it was the people that weren't even drill instructors. They're like, y'all better take this training seriously because this is the last training you're getting until you're gonna be on
Dude,
Moscow's
they get
doorstep.
such a good
And I was
giggle
like,
out of it.
I
I
was
think they did it to
freaking
fuck
out.
with us, 100%.
They had to have. It messed with my brain so
But I'm
bad. I
not
was
gonna lie,
like,
man. When I went to Latvia, I seriously thought it was going down. And in the letter I sent you, I tried to make it seem as casual as I could, like that I didn't really think it was a big deal and all that. But I was
Dad sent
scared
me.
shitless. Like, well, because I
Yeah,
try not to like tell people back home that I'm afraid or something, you know, like I don't want them worrying.
I don't
So
even
like
care. I tell mom all the time.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, do you find that now that you're building your relationship with Larissa, that you're leaning on her more than mom? Like your mom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
probably.
what I found with
I
Scarlett. Scarlett was a pretty good backbone for me. But like the weird part about going to Latvia is I actually felt bad about it. Cause like I felt bad that I was making everyone worry now. You know, I was like, fuck, man, everyone's gonna be scared and shit. Like, I don't
yeah. Grandma said that you called her and was like, "I'm going to Latvia. I just wanted to make sure I told my family I loved them." And she was telling me the story while she was crying and stuff. And I'm like, "We're probably fine."
no, I never called and like left anything woe is me. I called and I was like, hey, I'm going to Latvia and just wanted to say love you guys. I'll talk to you when I can. I'm not because I was losing my phone. They were taking my phone, you know, and I was gonna lose my phone and just have to go do this Latvia thing. But it was hilarious because like the way it worked, I guess I can talk about it now because it doesn't really matter. Is like in the military they have chalks. I'm sure you're familiar, pizza,
Yeah.
with the Air Force and stuff. So you know they had 3 different chalks that were going, which is 3 different sets of airplanes basically. And I think I was like on the second one, and so they had the first wave going, everything, and then it was just all the chill NCOs, like all the douchebags, like the LT, the platoon sergeant, all them assholes. They went on the first chalk, you know, because they had to get there and set shit up. But like us, we were just like, you know, chilling. So like they sent me back to my room. This is after they collected the cell phones, and I just got on the Xbox and I hopped in a party shitless, like scared shitless, right? And I was like, hey, what's going on, guys? And they're like, dude, this guy just fucking killed. Are you fucking serious, man? Are you fucking serious? He just fucking killed. God damn. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting deployed to Latvia, guys. Oh, damn, dude. God damn it. Fuck, I can't believe this guy killed me. And I'm like, dude,
Nobody cared.
our minds are like in 2 totally different places. But then I got on a call, or I got in a party with Max, and I was just honest with him. I was like, because like that's the one guy I actually opened up to about how like fucking scared shitless I was about it. Because you know I didn't want to worry anyone, but this was a guy that's actually deployed. He's actually seen shit. He's done shit. I was like, this is a guy that like he's not going to sit there and freak out and worry about me. You know, he's just going to give me some good advice. You know, so I kind of like opened up to him and everything. I was like, yeah, man, honestly, like I'm not gonna lie to you, Max. I'm fucking afraid, dude. Like I'm scared shitless about what I'm doing. My stomach is all upset, man. Like I'm fucking scared. And he's like, listen, take a deep breath, relax when you can. Anytime you get some downtime, just relax. Don't think about it. It's gonna be fine. And just go. Anytime you get some downtime, chill. Don't even think about the potential of what could happen. And just if you actually end up in that situation, worry about it then. But otherwise, don't even think about it, man, because it's probably not even going to happen. But it might, because he was actually convinced that we were going to war with Russia. So he's telling me it's going to happen, which didn't help me at all. But then we get to Latvia, dude, and they're like telling us, like, yeah, man, like we are the solution to Russia invading Latvia. If Russia comes here, we're like the only infantry unit here. We're gonna fuck all them up. And I was like, we're gonna take all these guys on, just our little
the
battalion.
whole Russian army with a bunch of fucking
They only
paratroopers
sent one battalion. We had two. They only sent us. It's like
against the whole fucking Russian military, just for one battalion.
It's like, bro, we're not even gonna be a speed bump. We're just gonna be fucking roadkill, dude. Like, we were within
Like, did we
artillery
run over
range.
something?
Yeah, they don't even have to send soldiers. We're within artillery range of their border. They could just fucking shoot us from where they're at.
Just flatten y'all
That's what they're
out
telling
without
us
even
whenever we're
realizing.
in Norway.
Yeah.
They're like, we're within their artillery. We're gonna be the first responders if something pops off. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I can't tell you that like it wouldn't happen, but all I can say is like they told me the same shit and it didn't happen. So I guess use that to reassure you. A lot of times the military amps stuff up. Like when they were giving us a fucking talking
They want you
to,
to they want you to be violent. They want you to be scared.
when we were getting a talking to from a higher up, like really high up, battalion command kind of level, he's trying to motivate everyone. He's like, men. And the thing is, we thought we were only going for 2 weeks. We ended up being there for 3 months, and it was like, men, here's the thing. All right. The president of the United States of America needs a solution. We were pushed across his desk and he chose us. We are the solution. We are the solution to this life and death situation. He's like, 2 weeks is what they're saying it probably is going to be. But I'll tell you right now, Iraq was supposed to be a 30-day mission. How long were we there for?
20
And
years.
yeah, and he just goes on and on and on. And I'm like, Sergeant Major, I don't know if you know this, but
I'm getting out.
I kind of don't want to be there longer than 2 weeks. And that was the thing too. I was getting out. I was like 5 or 6 months away from getting out. I was like, please don't send me on this shit. I'm about to ETS.
You're gonna die right before you get out.
Dude, I was gonna be so fucking pissed. I was even on profile at the time because like when I was out processing, I was like, I'm gonna tell them fucking medical everything because when I get out, I want to be able to anything I got dinged up or hurt on in the military, I'm gonna fucking report this shit as soon as I get out. And so I was on profile, like I was on light duty and shit, and like I went up to my team leader and I was like, hey man, so I got a profile. Yeah, it literally is, and he's like, he looks at it, snatches it, and he's usually so cool and chill. He's like the dopest dude ever. He's like a sniper. He's been on deployments and shit. He's fucking dope as hell. And he was the guy that like would just basically let me do whatever the fuck I wanted. And then if he needed me, he'd call me in, but otherwise go do whatever the fuck you want. He was that kind of guy. He's so chill. But when it came to deployment and he saw the little bitch in me, he just snatched that paper. He's like, was this written by a doctor? And I was like, no, it was written by the platoon medic. He's like, this means nothing in the eyes of the army. Get the fuck out of my face. I was like, sorry for being a pussy, Sergeant. I'm really sorry that I'm weak of mind, body, and spirit.
One thing
sorry
that
that
did
I'm a
help
broken
me.
body, fucking weak fuck.
One thing that did help me whenever they were telling us all this stuff, I was like, well, I guess me and Jeremiah are gonna be in the same war. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. We fight in the same war.
If you get shot and die, I'll rejoin.
Sure.
I'll kill 20 of them before I die.
We won't die.
I'll avenge
This is
you.
for Jacob.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the top G.
I've told everyone this. It's like my little brother gets shot, I'm joining.
I'm about to get deployed,
Did you tell
bro.
my mom that?
No.
You tell mom that? You should tell her that.
I tell them nothing.
Yeah,
I
they
tell them
would.
about my
Mom would
business
freak out.
stuff and I tell them positive things, but I don't necessarily inform them of like how scared I am or how terrified I am or if I plan on joining if you die. Like I try not to worry them, but yeah, that's the plan, man. Go get shot.
Dude,
I
I had to
got your
lie to my
six.
family so much when that
Why
fucking
don't
war
you
popped
like
off.
join back now?
No, because I don't want to be in if I don't have to be in. Fuck that, dude. I'm so fucking done with that shit. I'm so glad I'm out. Like I miss certain things about the military. Don't get me wrong. Like my boys and
Join the Air
everything.
Force, dude. Join the Air Force.
Well, bro, it's all working out because this whole business idea that we're working on, like I'm bringing people from the platoon, like the cool people, the people that I was chill with, the fucking dope ass motherfuckers we used to get drunk with and jump out of windows and have a fucking blast. I'm getting them in on this business shit, so we're still linking up. I haven't told them about the pod. I told one guy about the podcast so far that's out of the platoon and hates everyone, so he doesn't talk to anyone. I've told him about the podcast, but nobody else because God forbid my platoon finds out about this podcast.
They're gonna
Dude,
shit on you for the rest of your life.
dude, I'll just get messages in my inbox from dudes I haven't talked to in years or whatever, like, hey, you fat piece of shit. How about you go run a fucking 2 mile? Like,
I could outrun anybody in your platoon.
oh, you can do fucking 50 miles on a challenge with your brother, but you can't do a 12-minute 2 miler? Fuck you, man. Like it's so toxic in the military, dude, because like
It is.
if you try to do
yourself.
something positive, everyone just shits on you, man. What'd you say, Jake?
I said it is. It makes you want to kill yourself.
It's rough, dude. It's hard, man. Because like I think what's hard about it is that you don't
Trying
get
and
any
nobody
freedom.
sees it. Yeah,
There's that, and then there's no freedom. You have no control over your own life. You know,
And you guys joined a different military than I did.
we did.
I'm happy.
Fuck you, man.
Who? Who? Who cares?
Fuck you, pizza, and your
Uh,
fucking Air Force and your fucking, business
Were y'all
stuff.
just talking about how the military doesn't let people be happy because everyone shits on you?
Dude, it's influenced us, man. It's impacted us for the negative.
I know.
One thing I'm looking forward though is coming back from Norway and just screaming at a bunch of brand new kids that just got there.
See, and that's the
'Cause they're-
toxic cycle that happens. The abuser or the abusee becomes the abuser.
It's because
Dude,
like you
I
go through
will-
that mindset. I went through the bullshit, so they got to go through it too.
Yes, that's exactly it.
And it
I don't
never
wanna-
fucking
I don't wanna
ends,
be like
bro.
that, though.
It never ends.
Yeah.
Never ends, dude. And then if you're a nice guy and you don't like the way you were treated and you try not to treat everyone else like that, all your
You get
Joes
treated
just
like
think
crap
you're a
for not.
fucking pussy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Mhm.
Like for
Totally.
example, one time I was my squad leader, I won't say his name, of course, but one of my squad leaders, because I had a lot of them, but he told me after I forget, I had been out there like running and stuff and like working on my run time because that was always my struggle in the military. You know, fucking, staff sergeant, whatever the fuck, can go in there and barely deadlift 120 pounds and struggle with it for one rep. But God forbid, I'm a little slow when we're going on a 6 mile run. Like it's fucking stupid. But I was working my ass off on it. I was doing the carnivore diet. I was losing weight. And he was like, yeah, man, would have been nice if you did this earlier. I'm like, dude, really? Come on, man. Like, why can't you just be happy that I'm actually trying here, man?
Pizza,
You
do you
can't
have any
win.
negative paperwork?
I'll talk about that. I'm
Um,
gonna get another mixer.
I do, but it's not official. It didn't stick. And in basic, we had these things called 341s. They were like discrepancy cards if you did some dumb shit during basic. Basically, what it was is them just trying to scare you to be better, just to do your thing. Like they'd give you a 341 if you didn't do enough push-ups, or if you talked out of line, or if you didn't use a reporting statement correctly. But at the end of basic, they threw that shit away. But other than that, I don't really have anything official, so that shit didn't really count. I'm on a clean slate for the moment.
Did you is that like an Article 15 or 6105?
The 341s?
Yeah.
No, dude, it's some basic bullshit. You know, they don't
Oh,
really
it's just something
exist
that the
outside
drill
of
instructors
basic.
are like, or yeah, the drill sergeants
The
are
others are
like,
just
you're
trying to
gonna get
fuck with the
this.
trainees. You know what I mean? Like if
Oh,
you get
scare
six
them.
341s, you're gonna get kicked out of the military, dude. We had one kid with like 30, and at the end he passed with with everyone else. You know, so
If
it
I
was
knew
just
how this
bullshit,
was, I
honestly.
would get those I would get as many of those as I could. The
Yeah,
problem is that
bro.
once you go to boot camp in the Marines, they don't let you leave. It gets so hard to leave.
Yeah, Jeremiah was telling me about that in the army. It was pretty hard to leave. Air Force is actually pretty easy. You do some dumb shit, they actually want to kick you out. You know, they want to actually kick you out, which is kind of mind numbing. You know, they don't force you to be there. Like, yeah, they're gonna try and keep you, but they don't see that you're up to the standards. They'll kick you out real quick if you're gonna fuck up their name.
Jeremiah, do you have any negative paperwork? Did you ever get any
Um,
negative paperwork?
I once had a negative counseling that I appealed, and it was never written again. Although it could have completely been written. You guys want to hear the story?
Oh yeah.
All right, a story about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so this is basically how it went, right? So I was like a major alcoholic. I know I'm drinking now, but like genuinely, the drunkest I've been since being out of the army is the time me and you went to that bar. And then like I always like to have. I thought Jack was coming on the podcast, and he always drinks, so I brought some alcohol because I just wanted to be on the same level. But anyways, this was during my like peak alcoholism days. I had just met Scarlett. She was trying to like steer me in a positive direction. I wasn't having it. I 2 bottles of liquor a night, bro. Like not a night, but when I get drunk, at least 2 or 3, maybe even 4 times a week. Florence, we go to Florence. I would just get drunk every fucking night. You know, there's a bar there called Lions Fountain, and it's a bar for Americans, actually. Believe it or not, Florence is so far from Vicenza, we're the 173rd station, but people go to Lions Fountain all the time. All our platoon shirts are on the ceilings and everything. Anyways, coming back to the story, so COVID had starting to hit, and we were in Italy. And Italy made all these crazy laws. You had curfews, like every resident had to be in their house by 10 p.m., shit like that. And although we don't necessarily, no, actually, we actually do abide completely with the Italian law. They call it host nation. You have to abide by the host nation's law out of respect for the country and everything. So even if it's not American law, if it's Italian law and we're in Italy, we have to respect it, which
Does that
is fair.
law count if you're on the base? Do you have American laws on base?
Yep, it does. Because the base wasn't actually or isn't America's. We rent it from the Italians, basically.
So
So
what
that
if you're in Saudi Arabia? Are you allowed to drink, or is it a dry country?
I mean, I don't know. It depends. I think it depends what capacity you're there. Like if you're there in a friendly capacity, like you're there as an ally or a friend, you always try to show respect and obey the host nation laws. But if you're in another country that's maybe you're there in a hostile capacity, you're there to fight, obviously we don't give a fuck about the laws. Or maybe if we're fighting a terrorist faction, we respect the host nation laws by the legitimate government that we recognize. But, you know, fuck all you terroristic pieces of shit or whatever. Um, anyway, so 10 p.m. curfew, right? Drinking with my buddies. We're not supposed to be drinking. That was like a new rule because of COVID. Lowers your immune system. You're not supposed to get drunk. That of course, no infantrymen followed that rule in the slightest. Everyone was getting shit faced in the barracks, bro. But like it was bad because the fucking MPs and the Carbonari, they would like roll through the barracks on a regular basis, make sure no one was in there. This is when I got beat up by all the fucking gay dudes in a different company because I wouldn't kiss a man. But anyways, so you know, I'm drinking with my buddies. We're fucking drunk as a skunk, fucking shit faced, man. And I'm like, it's like 9 o'clock, or it's like 9:30. You know, 10 p.m. is the curfew, and I decide it's a great time to go bike riding down in downtown Vicenza, drunk as a skunk, which is a DUI offense in Italy. Even if you're on a bicycle, if you're under the influence of alcohol, you can get a DUI. So I took my little bicycle down there. I was riding past bar 27. It's a bar in Vicenza. And one of the dudes that's in my company saw me, and he's riding his bike back to the base because we usually didn't buy cars. We could just get away with a bike in Italy. And he reached out to like tap me, but apparently while he was riding past me and I was riding past him, his hand made contact with my face and he basically just slapped the fucking shit out of me. And he told me the next day, he's like, I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to reach out and like I accidentally got you in the face. And he's like, but you turned around and looked at me like a confused puppy. And he's like, and I was like, come on, man, we got to get back to the base. And he's like, and then you just kind of took off towards Blue Bar, which is another popular bar. I got there, I ran into friends who were actually staying in the city, breaking curfew, but had rented out an Airbnb for the night. And they were like, yeah, bro, just stay here, man. You know, it's all good. You know, you could just stay with us, no problem. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. But then, like, I had the random idea 10 minutes before or like 20 minutes before curfew that I wanted to go drink with my good friend, and I won't say his name, but my drinking buddy basically was like, so he calls me, he's like, hey, well, where the fuck are you at, man? And I'm like, I'm in downtown trying to make some magic happen, bro. Trying to get back. We're gonna drink, bro. We're gonna drink. And so I abandoned the bicycle and I call a taxi, which was another broken rule because you weren't supposed to use any public transportation as a general order by the colonel. And the colonel had written a general order stating that we must abide by host nation laws and be back on base by 2200. And so, you know, I abandoned my bike, got stolen. It was like a $300 bike. I got to the base, and the guy ran my credit card in the taxi, and I feel like if I would have just gotten out and said fuck you and ran into the base, I would have made it in time. But I walked onto the base in 2 minutes after curfew. And of course, the military being the military, they had enhanced leadership presence patrols where it's like high-ranking officers and shit. And our first sergeant and the captain at the time had given us a safety brief and said, hey, listen, do not be late, be on base. But if you are late, despite all our telling to you not to be late, call us, we'll come, we'll get you on base, and you won't get in any legal trouble. We might have you get smoked, and we might tell you, we might talk a lot of shit to you, but like, we'll get you on base, you won't get in legal trouble. I didn't do that because I was drunk and fucking retarded. So like, I just came on base, and it just so happened that the patrol that was like right there, it was like a few specialists and like one of the platoon sergeants in the company. And he's like, Kidwell. I'm like, Roger, Sean. And he's like, do you know what time curfew is? I said, it was 2200, Sergeant. It's like, what the fuck happened? And I was like, Sergeant. And I was trying to just be completely honest, hoping to like play to his humanity, that maybe if I'm like really honest with the guy, he'll just fucking like let me off the hook. It was only 2 minutes, And so I tell him, I'm like, Sergeant, honestly, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm really, really drunk right now. Like, do you know you're not supposed to be drunk? And I'm like, I know, Sergeant, but I am. And I went downtown on my bike, and I rode a taxi back to try to get here in time. You were in public transportation that goes against the. I'm like, I understand that, Sergeant. I was just trying to get back in time. I didn't want to break the order by being late, and I was just kind of hoping to get away with it. To be honest with you, Sergeant. And he just kept nodding his head as I was like telling him. I was being completely honest with him. I told him everything, and he's like,
You probably fucked up there, honestly.
I probably did, but he was in my company, so I thought maybe he'd have some loyalty, right? So he's like, go straight to your fucking room. And I'm like, Roger, Sean. And so I start heading off, going to my room. And it's a long walk. It's like literally 0.7 miles from the gate to like the barracks. And I crossed past the brigade building where my platoon was on staff duty. And they had gotten word from that platoon sergeant, hey, this is what happened, And so they sent one of the team leaders out there just kind of patrolling back and forth, waiting to intercept me as I was walking back to the barracks. He pulls me into in front of staff duty, in front of my platoon. And I took a completely different approach. Rather than being honest, I was like, now it's time to lie. And so they're like, how much did you have to drink tonight, Kidwell? Like,
None.
I had 2 twisted teas. And he's like, 2 twisted teas. You can't even stand up straight. You're telling me you had 2 fucking twisted teas? And I'm like, sorry, I just smashed them back to back, man. Like, I'm just really feeling it right now. He's like, and he just talks all this shit to me, grills me, and it's like, you know, you fucked up tonight, right, Kidwell? You know, you're fucked. And I was like, Roger Sarn, I know, I'm sorry. I accept full responsibility. I'm a complete fucking idiot. I'm sorry. And he's like, you go straight to your fucking room and you do not go anywhere else. Do you understand? Like, yes. He's like, what are you gonna do? And it's like, well, honestly, like, I'm probably gonna drink with my buddy because that was the whole plan for me coming back. And he's like, no, you're not. And they called my buddy and they're like, do not drink with Kidwell. And they're like, go straight to your fucking room. We'll talk tomorrow. And I was like, Roger Sarn. And so I walk towards the barracks and I just run into my buddy from basic training. And he's like, hey, come to my room, man. Let's drink. Let's watch some fucking music videos and shit. And I'm like, fuck it, bro. And so I go to his room and I'm just sitting on his couch and telling him how fucked I am and how much I fucked my military life over. And like, you know, I'm basically fucked. I'm never going to have a career, all this other shit. And he's like, yeah, that sucks. You want another shot? I was like, fuck yeah, I want another shot. Because dude, it's like,
Like,
I was drunk.
I'm already in the
realized,
shit. What worse? How much worse can it
dude,
get?
I knew I was drunk as shit. I knew I was fucked, and I was like, I might as well just have a good time, man. I'm already fucked, you know? And
Yeah.
Just don't sign the negative paperwork and you're good.
and so I finally like we you know go separate ways, whatever. And I've gotten like 25 phone calls, but I just couldn't be bothered with that shit. I was like, fuck them, dude. I'm already fucked, dude. Like, you're gonna fuck me more for not pay. Fuck you. Like, I'm drunk. I'm like asleep, you know, like fuck you. And so I finally went downstairs to my floor, and my buddy that I was planning on drinking with is out there mopping the hallway. 2 a.m. No, actually, it was probably more like midnight. He's just fucking mopping the hallway. And then the rest of my platoon, all the Joes are out there mopping the hallway. And I'm like, guys, what's going on, man? And I don't remember this because I was so drunk. This is just what's been told to me. He came up to me with like an inch of my face and he just started unloading, screaming at me. So give me, where's Kidwell? I told him, I said, he's asleep in his room. Sorry, I put him to his bed. He's good. He's just drunk. He's like, you know, he's not supposed to be drunk. I was like, and he was like, yes, sir, but we're both drunk. And he got drunk too. He's just going to his room. Because the staff sergeant was drunk, you know? He's like, he's asleep. Sorry, he's good. And he's like, I'm trusting you, man. And he's like, Roger Sergeant, I wouldn't let you down. And then Kidwell, you break fucking curfew and you go back. And now I'm fucked. Now I'm a liar. Now no one fucking trusts me. Fuck you, Kidwell. I was there for you. You weren't there for me. Fuck you. He's just like losing his shit on me, right? And then like a staff sergeant, another staff sergeant in the platoon came out and he had to split us up. And then apparently we called each other on WhatsApp because we were looking at our recent call history. And we think that I ended up just going back to his room and we just kept drinking for the rest of the night. But we you know, next day rolls by. I've just decided like, okay, well, I'm really hungover and I need some Gatorade. So I just went to the shopette, you know, and then like my team leader throws his window open from the second floor when he sees me walk into the shopette. He's like, oh. And I'm like, Roger, specialist, because like, you know, in the army, even if they're a specialist or they're a team leader, you got to call them specialists or whatever. It's fucking stupid. And he comes downstairs and he walks with me to the shop. He's like, just talk to me, man. What happened? Tell me what the fuck happened, man. And I was like, honestly, I fucked up, man. And he's like, you know, you're fucked, right? And I was like, I'm aware. And he's like, okay, man, I'm gonna do my best for you, but you're fucked. And this was like my douchebag team leader. This was my version of your corporal. And you know, we just kind of talked it through. I said, yeah, I understand I'm fucked. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you look bad. I know that I did. And I know that I probably added stress to your life. I accept responsibility for what I did. I'm very sorry. But this is what I fucking did, man. And he was like, all
Too
right.
late to change it now.
Yeah, he's like, all right, bro. Well, we'll see. So they talk with the squad leader. And basically what happened was my platoon, this was during the OG dope ass platoon days, man. Like in my platoon, like where everyone was hard as fuck. You know, it was kind of mafia mentality. You know, I had been through the ringer on all my hazing and shit. They had just fucked me royally, like for a year. And I accepted it, took it on the chin, and just fucking did my best to get accepted, you know? And I got accepted. So they kept it on the down low. And they just made my life miserable and smoked the fucking dog shit out of me for 2 weeks and told me I had to go to Sud C, which is like the military's AA program. And they're like, yeah, so you can voluntarily go to Sud C, or we can go talk to the commander and you'll get command referred and forced to go to Sud C. If you voluntarily go, it's not negative on your career, but if you are command referred, it is. So, I mean, I was like totally compliant. I'm like, yeah, I'll go. But then my squad leader wrote this counseling, which kind of brings me back to the original question. Have I ever received negative paperwork? And it basically, I was very much like, I accept responsibility for what I did. But this piece of paper had so many lies on it. It was just not true. Like it said that I was 2 hours late. I was 2 minutes late, not 2 hours. It said that I had belligerently, you know, been disrespectful and profane to a platoon sergeant. I didn't. I seriously didn't. I was actually completely honest with the guy. I didn't cuss at him. I wasn't nothing. What the hell are you talking about? You know, I didn't do that. The fuck? And so like basically it was like a whole laundry list of this bullshit. And I told him, I was like, well, Sarn, I'm willing to accept responsibility for what I did, and I do, but this paper doesn't reflect what I did. If this paper reflects what I did, I'll happily sign it and agree to it and accept any plan of action you decide I need. But this is just simply not accurate. And so he's like, okay, well, we'll reword it, or you know, we'll make it so that it's accurate, and then we'll push it in front of you. And I was like, okay. And they ended up just never doing that. They just smoked the shit out of me for 2 weeks. And like literally,
I would never have signed it.
Yeah, it was my whole squad. My whole squad was fucked. If any of us wanted to go off post, we had to go knock on our team leader's door. Hi, and we had to give them a gatwa, where I'm going, others I'm taking with me, time I'll be back, what to do if I'm late, actions, all like all that shit. We had to give that anytime we wanted to go to the fucking grocery store or
Like
whatever.
you were getting treated as a fucking kid, basically.
But I deserved it. I just felt bad that everyone else was getting fucked because of me. You know?
So you never got negative paperwork.
No, I did. I just didn't sign it, and then they never pushed any more in front of me. But I should have gotten it. I saw other guys do far less than I did and get Article 15s because they violated a general order. Yeah.
You got lucky.
Yeah, Jake's got some shit going on.
Oh shit.
One time they smoked the shit out of me. Like I was really drunk one day, and I had a cup in my hand of Coke and rum, and my normal drinking buddy, the same one from the last story, I was trying to go drink with him, and they were fucking with me. They were pranking me, right? So him and his roommate had locked me out of the room, and so I started kicking on the door like I was trying to fucking kick it open. Like I was kicking it as hard as I can. I was drunk out of my mind, and they were just dying laughing inside. But as I was kicking, I was spilling my drink everywhere, and it was all over the floor. And then I went into my room and fell asleep and crashed. And then I hear bam, bam, on the fucking door, dude. And it's like a heavy ass door. This ain't a normal door. This is like a fucking heavy wooden solid door. And it's this staff sergeant. It's hard not to say people's name. I keep almost slipping up. But he's banging on my door. And as I'm walking to it, my roommate's like, no, don't open it. And I just fucking threw it open. And I talked to this guy months after the fact, and he told me what happened. He's like, yeah, you opened the door and you looked like you wanted to fucking fight me, man. But then it's like you thought better of it and decided not to. And this guy's like a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He's like, he can deadlift like fucking 500 pounds. Like he's a big man, and he's a jiu-jitsu guy, you know? Like you don't want to fuck with this guy. He killed a kid on a deployment.
Whoa, shit.
It was totally within rules of engagement. Like the kid had a fucking AK and was shooting at them, but like he did it, right? And So like, this is a hard guy. You don't want to fuck with him. And he's just screaming in my face. I don't even remember what he said. He's just like within an inch of my face, and he's fucking screaming, dude. And I I went. So he went away, and then my corporal, the biggest douchebag corporal I've ever had, dude. He comes over. He's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, Roger, corporal. And I'm like drunk as shit, so I'm being disrespectful as fuck. I don't even care because I'm so drunk. I'm like, Roger, corporal. And so I go out there and I start mopping the floor, right? And I mop it up. I did such a sloppy job. I left all these gaps. He had every right to be pissed at me. And I was like, he comes back. He's like, Kidwell, this is fucking horrible. He like loses his fucking mind on me. And so I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Like, I mopped the spot where I spilled the liquor, but you want me to go mop? Whatever, man. And so I just go and mop it again. And he comes back. He's like, come on, it still looks like shit. You didn't mop the whole floor. What the fuck? And so I was like, fuck this, man. Because he walked off. I was like, fuck this, dude. I ain't putting up with this little bitch. Like, that was what was going on in my head, right? And so I went and knocked on this other staff sergeant's door. And this guy, I don't want to like lay out all his experiences and stuff and like narrow it down, like if anyone ever tried to find him. So, but let's just say that this guy was pretty fucking like, he's a killer, man. Also not one to be fucked with, right? And he opens the door and he's sober. He's like, he looks at me and he sees I could barely stand up straight. He's like, what's going on, Kidwell? Can I have a man-to-man with you? Like, no ranks, bro. Just me talking to you, man. And he's just smiling at me. He's like, yeah, man. What's up, Kidwell? And about that time, the corporal comes around the corner and he sees that I'm talking to this staff sergeant. He's like, I'm like, he just loses his marbles on me, right? And he basically screams at me, and the staff sergeant looks at me. He's like, everything good? He said his name, but is everything good, man? And he's like, yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it. This is fine. I got it. It's under control. And
that's what I hope I can do.
He looks at me, and remember, I'm drunk as shit, and he's like, get your fucking PTs on. And I thought I was smart. I told him, I was like, well, Corporal, according to military regulation, I can't be in uniform while under the influence of alcohol. He's like, that's fine. Get in civilian clothes. And so we start walking outside. He tells me to follow him outside and everything. And like, as I'm changing and everything, getting into my shorts, I'm like, yeah. He's like, hurry the fuck up. And I'm like, yeah. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Fuck you, man. Like, I pull my shorts up, and as we're walking outside, he's like, I'm telling him, I'm talking all this shit, and I'm like, Corporal, you always tell us, like, if we ever have a problem with you, be a man about it and tell you. So I'm telling you right now, I got a fucking problem with you. Like, I got a fucking problem with you, man. And he's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, but you always say if we got a problem to tell you and to be a man. And so I'm being a man and I'm telling you. And now you're telling me to shut the fuck up. And he's like, shut the fuck up, Kidwell. Get the fuck out. No. Roger, Corporal. And so we get outside.
This guy was losing it.
Dude, because he's not used to having people talk shit to him. But I would never have done this sober. I was just drunk as shit, And dude, it's just so fucking retarded. It was me,
He almost gave
him,
a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, dude, me, him, my team leader at the time, and then my gunner. And we all got out, and you got to understand the base we were on, it's really, really small, man. It's like 2.5 miles circumference, He's like, hey, well, we're going to go for a fucking run. And I was like, you might be going for a fucking run, but I'm going for a fucking walk, dog. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so we start fucking going, and I am jogging, but then I'm really drunk, but I also realize I'm drunk and I can act like I'm drunk. So I see a dumpster, and my team leader's a really religious Southern man, like very Southern. He never spoke to a black person before the army, not because he was racist, but just because like where he grew up, there just wasn't there's just no black people, you know. So it wasn't like he was racist against them. It just never crossed paths. Like that's how, you know, isolated he was, and he was very Christian and everything. You know, he never dipped or cussed or drank or anything like that before the military. Of course, the infantry fucked that all up for him. But knowing this, I see the dumpster and I stop running and I walk up to the dumpster and I lift the lid and I'm looking inside of it. And they're just kind of trotting along, like talking to each other. And then they realize I'm not there anymore. And they turn and the corporal's like, what the fuck, Kidwell? And I'm like, Corporal, there's something in here that ain't supposed to be in here, man. And my team leader walks up to me and he looks into the dumpster and then he looks at me and he's like, there ain't nothing in here, Kidwell. And I was like, oh no, specialist, there's something in there. And he like looks at me like all creeped out and shit. And then we start trotting along again. We were jogging and everything. And then I would just stop and start staring at the sky because I was tired and didn't feel like jogging anymore. And I just look at the sky and point like that. And the specialist turned around. He's like, what you seen, Kidwell?
You started creeping him out.
I was like, specialist, there's something up there, man. There's something up there. And he's like, what the? And then the corporal knew I was full of shit. He was just like, let's fucking go, man. And so we keep trotting along, bro. We finally get to the other side of the base, dude. And we used to have a lot of rabbits on the base. And there's this rabbit that just darted across us, like into the grass and stuff on the side of the road. And my team leader looks at me. He's like, Kidwell, if you can catch that rabbit, we will stop this right now. I took the fuck off as hard as I could, dude. And what I didn't calculate for was the ditch. And that's about the time I ate dirt. And then I'm just like crawling out of the ditch towards this rabbit. They're just dying, laughing, like, get the fuck over here, kid. Well, let's go, man. And then that's when they started chilling out and they were just like, listen, we're not gonna run too fast. We're just gonna do a little trot. We don't, you're drunk, you're dehydrated. We don't want to like fuck you up, but like you need to, this is the consequence, man. Like you fucked up. And then we completely get around the base. We come back to the barracks. And at this point, I'm all emotional because I'm drunk as shit, especially now that I'm dehydrated from the jog. And I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I got you guys out here on a Friday night, man. I'm really sorry, guys. And they're like, and the corporal's like, no, it's done. It's done. You did something bad. It was corrected. There was a consequence. It's done, man. You're good. You're good. Don't worry about it no more, man. You're good. And I was like, all right, guys, I appreciate that, man. And then they sent my gunner with me, and he made sure like I got water in my system. I took a shower. He put me to sleep like on my side so I didn't like choke on my vomit and shit. So like the next day comes by. This is when I really earned respect with them. I think they realized after they sobered up that they could all lose rank for what they did. You're not allowed to like correct someone with PT or whatever when they're really, really drunk. You're just not allowed to do that. And you're not allowed to do that when you're really drunk because, you can't make good decisions while under the influence. And also, if you smoke someone while they're drunk, that's actually a safety hazard. Like they could potentially injure themselves, from dehydration and shit. Like it's a big deal. But I was really just wanting to be accepted by the platoon. So like I didn't say anything, kind of mob mentality. Like I ain't no snitch. I ain't gonna report you guys, don't worry about it. Like, I fucked up, I get it. I joined an infantry platoon. I know that the consequences are fucking hard. It is what it is, man. I want to be part of the platoon. I ain't trying to be a little bitch and play the system, And the next day I didn't say any of that. And they didn't want to bring it up because they didn't want to like put any ideas in my head. But I could tell that they were a little worried about it. And the corporal was actually being nice to me, which was so fucking weird because like he was always such an asshole to me. And he had like basically told me that like he made a joke to me. And that was so strange. It was the first time he had ever done anything like that. And I think I had started to gain his respect, but I was caught so off guard by his joke that I didn't react to it correctly because I was so used to him just being an asshole and fucking me up and smoking me and shit that when he made a joke, I was like, I was just caught off guard. I didn't respond to it. I thought he was being an asshole. I responded to it seriously because I thought he was being serious. He's just fucking with me, and he laughed. He's like, "Nah, I'm just fucking with you, man." And I think that's when I started to finally get accepted into the platoon. Now, I don't mean to say, like, looking back, I mean, I'm really like, at the time, I was really pissed at what that guy did. I thought he was a real fucking piece of shit for that. And honestly, I still think he was kind of a turd for doing some of the things that he did. But overall, I mean, he wasn't a bad guy or nothing, man. It's just kind of the world we lived in. That's just how it was, you know. So
Yeah.
So I don't have any hate towards, you know, the guys that fucked me up and shit, just because I understand that that's just part of the process, man. It's just how it is. Like, and I was a fat
It's like
turd. I
joining a
honestly
frat.
was. It is. And if you're not like a PT god, everyone hates you. And I wasn't a
Right.
PT god. I was fat. I failed a PT test once, you know. I suck at running. So yeah, anyways, thanks for letting me rant for 20 minutes.
So big.
All right,
But dude,
well,
I got a
that's
million
another-
of those stories. You know what I mean? Like I never would have had those if I didn't join. So it's
Yeah.
like,
I feel like that's a
yeah.
subtle dig. Because you're
What do you mean?
like, I'm not a snitch. I just reported you.
Oh no. I totally understand where you're coming from, and I don't blame you in the slightest for what you're doing and sticking up for yourself. Honestly, looking back, I was kind of a beta bitch, like with that mentality, because like these guys were basically just walking all over me, and I could have done something about it, but I didn't because I wanted that acceptance from the platoon. There was a lot of pride in the platoon at that time. Towards the end of
Everybody
the
in
platoon,
likes what I'm doing.
yeah,
They think I'm like,
a rock star.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, there's no way you did that. There's no way you're doing that.
See, and it for us, people that did what you're doing were like outcasts. They were
Yeah,
just
no, it's
like,
the
no
other
one
way.
talked to them, shunned. You know?
Everybody hates this guy so much, so they like what I did.
I
Well,
did some
no,
shit in my
you have
fucking
balls for what
base.
you're doing. You're sticking up for yourself against higher ranking people. That takes balls, you know. I don't think you're a bitch for doing that. I think you got a pair, man, and you also just have a different set of priorities. Like mine was, I want my platoon to accept me. Yours is, I want to be treated fairly. You know, a very reasonable thing to have or perception to have.
We'll see if it goes anywhere. I told the other guys on my platoon, you know how you told me to write down this stuff? They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's good. That's good. I'm gonna start doing that. They're like, they're like, if we actually get like a whole list of stuff, I'm like, I'll bring it to the captain. I don't
No,
care.
seriously, because like if you start talking to people, they're gonna, and we shouldn't talk about this too much on the podcast, but if you talk to people,
Yeah, I'm being very vague.
yeah, if you talk to people, they're gonna want specific information. You know, like
If
when
I
did
hand
this
them a little
happen?
notebook of the exact
Exactly,
same
yeah.
thing,
You know, date,
yeah. And
time,
whenever he's
what
like,
happened.
this doesn't go higher than me, I'm like, it will.
Yeah, it's like you understand that I can make this go higher than you, right?
He's like, I could ruin your life if I just sign this one paperwork. And I was like, cool. I won't sign it.
Yeah, if you appeal it, I think they have to take it to the next level.
Yeah, they have to take it to a court martial.
Well, if it's just a counseling, I don't think they have to. It just has to be someone higher than them. If it's an Article 15 that you refuse, then you get a court
But
martial.
take it to the CO. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of any of them. But I don't want to ruin the integrity of it. So I don't want to say too much about it.
So can you guys see me right now or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't say anything about what you see, but it's all on Jacob right now. He's the one that's highlighted, so YouTube will never see it. But
Oh, okay.
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. That's crazy.
Live free country, right?
free country, brother. Jacob is exhausted. You can see it in his eyes. Keeps yawning and
What time did you wake up this morning?
9.
Yeah, I woke up at 6:50, went to the gym. I went swimming.
I went to the gym.
Dad,
I just didn't
Dad
wake up at
laughed at
6:50.
me. Dad swam like 1,500 more meters than me. I was dying.
Dude, he's getting into swimming, man. Like we got him on that, and as soon as he realized that his watch would tell him how many laps he's done, he's
He did
like
like
been obsessed.
101. I did 40. He
Gee,
did
Michael
10,000
Phelps,
steps every
dude.
day. No,
Michael
like for real.
Phelps.
He's doing great. He's lost like 25 pounds too.
That's
Oh,
a
see, he
really
didn't tell me that.
good way to condition yourself.
Yeah,
Swimming is awesome.
he's 195 now. I think he used to be 215. He said.
Yeah. Yeah, because as soon as I got back, my first thing was like, I got to establish a place to work out at. That was the why. And I knew EJ was going to be all about it, you know? So he started coming with me and I was bringing him in as a guest. And then me and Ethan just kept trying to talk them into it. Like, yeah, start coming with us. And then Dad was starting to get into it. And he was like, okay, yeah, I'll come with you guys. And he's been consistent, man. And then Deb
He said he's
finally
gotten
started
10,000
tagging along
steps
too.
every single day. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I doubt I'm gonna go tomorrow because they wake up at 6:45.
Well,
I
dude,
feel like
just
PT in the
chill, man.
mornings.
Relax. You're on vacation. You're about to get married. Just chill, man. Have a
Yeah,
good time.
I just gotta make sure I don't get fat because I think like the day after we get back, we have to run a PFT
Well, it's great
which
that
is
you're
the-
thinking that,
3
but
miles.
you're gonna like be one of the top performers because I guarantee you 80% of the people in your company are idiots and are just drinking and eating everything right now.
I'm gonna be one of the top performers anyway. I'm gonna let them
Top
beat
G.
me.
Top G, man.
Top G, yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to watch that. The corporal that trying to do all this stuff to me failed another PT test. I mean, 3 years in a row.
Well, hey,
Hope
when
he
you're
gets
out,
kicked
man,
out.
just send your corporal a link to this video.
Oh, I will. Skip to minute 50.
I was actually thinking about sending this podcast to a couple of the squad leaders and stuff that I mentioned in here. Not like I didn't mention their names, but like just so that they can hear the story. I don't know how they'd react though. I don't know if they would think it was funny or if they think I'm a piece of shit for
I mean,
talking
you're out.
about it
They
on the
can't
internet.
really do anything. They can't do anything. So more views.
I know, but like I mean, I was kind of a turd in the military, I'm not gonna lie, but I genuinely do care about being respected by some of them. Not all of them. Some of them are just fucking assholes. So, you know, I don't want to just like intentionally piss them off. but like these are good
Hey, dudes.
stories, man. This got to be on the internet, dude. It's a good
I
story.
gotta head out, dudes.
You're not
I
allowed
gotta
to
go home.
You're not allowed to.
What do you mean?
Where you at?
You have to shave your beard if you want to go.
Well, I
Wait,
gotta
where are
shave
you
it in a
at?
bit anyway. I'm
Really?
out right now. Yeah.
You just sit in your car and do the podcast?
Well, I grabbed a sandwich and it was perfect timing, so I was like, all right, whatever.
I'm
You
looking
live in New
forward
York,
to
right?
it. Before we wrap this
Close.
up, Jake, you trying to come on vacation with us in 2023 and hit Albania where pizza lives?
When?
End of 2023 or like January 2024.
Maybe. That's far in advance. I don't know what's gonna happen. I know we're supposed to be going on a Mew
But we're
sometime.
we're setting it in advance so that we can all save up for it. Because like the way I was doing it on this podcast for a while was like, if I could give you a ticket for $500 that would take you anywhere in the world, where would you go and what would you do? And the catch is it is $500, but it's $500 a month. Where can you not go in the world for 2 weeks to do whatever you want for $6,000? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
Well,
we'll wrap
send
it
me
up
the
here.
details and stuff. I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd have to talk to Larissa too. And I don't know if I'd have leave
And
days.
she could come, you know, it'd be a blast. We're trying
I
to
don't-
build a whole group that's going on vacation together. So, and you know, Pizza's got a car, he's got a house, you know, because his family's there. So it'd be a good time, man. He could hook us up and stuff. So
Wait,
um,
Albania?
yeah, he's from Albania. So
Where's that?
it's in
It's across the pond from Italy.
it's on Earth.
Oh, ladder.
But it'll be a good time. Thanks for coming on, guys. I had fun. Jake, thanks for sticking it out,
man.
even though you're sleepy. I could tell.
Hey, I couldn't ditch on you like all the other guys.
Dude, that had me lit, bro. I was like y'all seen everything I brought down here, and I set everything up, and then not a fucking one person was on when they were supposed to be. I was
Yeah,
like,
you got mad. I don't blame you.
Yeah, dude, because it's
Yeah,
happened
I don't
multiple
blame you
times,
either.
and I try to be chill because I want good energy on the podcast. But like at a certain point, man, I just get pissed, dude. I just lose control of it. I'm like, come on, guys. Like half of you are military. Can't you be on fucking time? Jesus.
Unmotivated motherfuckers.
Hey, I was talking to the other sibling, so that's why I was late. But we ended up
Nah, it's
having
cool.
a
It's
little
cool.
anyways.
I don't hold nothing against you because you're on leave. You just enjoy your time while you're on leave. Enjoy the rest of your time. I can't wait to see you at the wedding, man.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, pizza. Looking forward to Albania when we finally meet. And
Like and subscribe.
yeah, like and subscribe, people, if you enjoyed hearing a
Even
few
if you didn't.
buddies hanging out and talking. I'll try not to extend this anymore. America.
If you'd like
Uh,
to learn about Islam, hit me up.
yep. Andrew Tate's good. We should all listen and follow everything he's. No, I'm just kidding.
Bro, I look like a
But
fucking cholo. Look at me, my beanie and this fucking.
Cholo Gangster from
honestly,
the
I'm not
hood.
gonna lie, Pizza. This is probably the most Muslim I've ever seen you. Like you look so Muslim right now.
With my beard and shit.
With your beard, and then you got the head thing on. They always have something on their head, and like
Oh my god.
Pizza hates me.
I
Yeah.
do.